Who dropped the Legos?
incoming raid.
Yo, thank you for the raid, homies. I'm not gonna lie. Welcome in, homies. I hope you're doing rad super well. Thank you for the raid. I'm so sorry at the moment. My dog is messing with me at the moment. I think she wants to go outside, but I hope your stream was omega rad, homie. How was your stream today? Or yeah, how was your stream today, homie? I don't know if I worded that right, but I hope I did. I hope y'all are doing omega rad. Hold on, let me slide this over. I'm still doing some stuff behind the scenes. By that I mean I'm legit just trying to get this stuff done. But my dog's also looking at me. She's being a turd. What? What? See, she's wanting to go outside, homies. Yeah, so I might have to bring it back, homies. I apologize. Just because I gotta get this homie dog out the way and outside, I guess. I think she's gotta take a dump or something. I don't know. But I'll bring it back. Just quit barking like a turd, you little turd. Okay, quit barking like a turd, you little turd. Turd. Alright. I'll bring it back real quick, homie. Sorry. I'm so sorry. But thank you for the raid, homie. I appreciate it. I gotta bring it back, though. I'm sorry. Will you quit doing this, turd? Taking dogs out again.
I don't understand what's going on here.
Give me a break, give me a break. Give me a break, give me a break.
Alrighty, I'm back. Sorry about that, Super Will. I hope you're doing rad. What do you call it? Thank you for the raid, homie. I gotta do these other things real quick, but I hope you're doing awesome today, homie. There's a couple things I gotta do still. Let's see. How was your stream today, by the way? Oh no, I'm clicking on the wrong things. Hold on, I'm trying to get this thing done. Doing well, awesome, homie. Hold on, I gotta get this other stuff because I'm live over on YouTube as well. I don't understand what's going on here. What's going on here? If you heard me, it's because I'm speaking. Mario Party. Oh, you played some Mario Party? That's pretty cool. Went from winning to dead last in mere moments. Oh, I got you, homie. Dude, I bet it's that end game stuff, right? The at the end when they're like, "Hey guys, let's give some pity stars out," and then they're like, "Hey guys, these people win all these stars," and you're like, "What the crud?" Yeah, I remember that. Like the playing Mario Party. I remember like just the ending parts of it, just like end up messing some people over pretty quick. Let me go over here real quick. Burp, burp, burp.
I don't understand what's going on.
Don't understand what's going on here. I'm almost done. I gotta do a couple things real quick. I had stars stolen as I was in first. Oh yeah, being in first makes you the magnet too, yeah. Then I landed on a star steal trap. Then I got warped and mirrored away from the boo when I had enough to steal a star. Oh, so you mean to tell me that it wasn't the end game stuff, it was just a bad luck Brian moment. I got you, homie. I'm sorry, bro. Dude, that sounds really fun though, I'm not gonna lie though. Yeah, Mario Party is pretty fun. I haven't played it in a while, but my brother had it, and it's fun. It's definitely a really good family game. Was it Jamboree? I haven't played Jamboree, but I played the other one because my brother bought one. Jamboree looks super fun. And last place was the conductor. Oh, I got you. Stream some Mario Party together sometime soon. I sadly don't have it. That's my brother that has it. But Mario Party does sound really fun, homie. I sadly don't have it though. Excuse me. Yeah. One day, yeah, maybe one day, homie, for sure. I might be able to play Mario Party on a stream one day, but I'm not sure yet. We'll have to see though. What do you call it? That's one of the I don't have a lot in my Nintendo catalog of things, but Mario Party Jamboree seems really fun. That's cool. Yeah, Jamboree, it's cool. Oh, let me do this real quick. I'm still typing this up. Mario. So we're playing some Paper Mario today, if I'm able to anyway. Here comes the fire part of the song. Let me do. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. Alright, I'm almost done. I'm almost done. I got this thing done here. Then I gotta post on Instagram and I should be okay. Excuse me. Back at you. Hope it. I hate that. Back at you, homie. Okay, let's see. Back at you, homie. Alright, we almost done. Dude, it's already 8:19. I can't believe this. I'm wasting so much dang time. Back at you, homie. All right. Okay, I am ready to start, I think, now. Finally, after 5 years and 4 years and a long time, I'm finally back. Let's go. Crud, wrong one. Hello, homies. I hope you're doing rad and super cool. I think I'm wearing the same shirt I was wearing Monday. Don't worry, I washed it. All right, actually, it might not be the same shirt. Let's see real quick. I actually think it is the exact same shirt I was wearing on Monday. I promise you on my life, I'm not like, you know, I went to work. They would have, the homies at the school would have known that I wouldn't have taken a shower if I didn't. I took a shower today. I ain't even lying, bro. Look at me. I'm looking fresh, all right? So anyway, I hope you guys are doing rad and super cool. I have quite a bit of things to talk about. By that, I don't mean I have a whole lot to talk about, but there is a couple things I'd like to bring up in regards to some stuff. My work week is over. The first work week, it actually started kind of going by pretty quickly, but like, man, I tell you what, though, I am freaking tired. So that's pretty rad and super cool. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff. To be real with you, I had some wild experiences, but it was still pretty rad and super cool. I also got a coupons, and I kind of want to use these coupons. I ain't gonna lie. Like they got some coupons for buy an extra most bestest stuffed crust pizza and get free Italian cheese bread. Then there's buy any 3 extra most bestest pizzas and get one free, which is kind of sick. So I ain't gonna lie. And then there's buy any Blizzard and get a Blizzard free, which that's sick, dude. Or equal of greater value, which is really cool. Which is just so sick. So, I might get that as well. But yeah, there's a lot of, there's some Dairy Queens and stuff. So I'm like, dude, I ain't even gonna lie. Some of these coupons I think are sick. So I don't know how these work though. I've never done coupon stuff before. I looked at it as I got a whole coupon list. I think I need to go over to what do you call it? Go over to a place that I'm not going to dox any information about that might accidentally be doxed at some point in my life because I end up also like saying stuff by a complete accident. Is some stuff that's really cool. So it's really rad. I'm gonna be real with you, half of these places I don't even go to, but still that's all right though. What do you call it? They got a freaking McDonald's one. It says you buy 1 quarter pounder, you get one free. Buy any breakfast sandwich and you can get one for free again. That's so sick. That's so cool. You get a double whammy. What do you call it? So it's just kind of cool stuff, but no way, bro. Brighten up your day. All right, let's see. But yeah, so I'm not gonna dox any of this stuff, but oh my lord, dude, no way. Do they actually have it? Oh, dude. All right, sorry. I just saw something really cool, and I was like, oh my gosh. Okay. This is really sick. Working in the school system's kind of based, I ain't gonna lie. You get some extra goodies for it. Alright, sorry homies. I know I got distracted, but I got some stuff to talk about. Alright, so there was some stuff going on today. Oh, that was a lot. But there was a lot of stuff going on today, homies. It was kind of wild and crazy. One thing is that my coworkers today decided to ask about what my love life was. Right now I don't have any, but like it was really cool that they were asking about like it was really funny, but at the same time I was like, what the crud? So it was just really wild. But it's been a blast. I ain't gonna lie. Hold on a second. I forgot to burr it back. I got to burr. Well, I mean, no, I didn't have to forget to burr it back, but I forgot to do something. I got to burr it back.
Can you feel
Alrighty, I'm back. So, just letting you homies know, I had a very hilarious conversation with some homies from work, so it was pretty rad. What do you call it? I'm not sure why I was magically interviewed with these things, but I was like, dude, no way. It's pretty sick and super cool. So anyway, I had a really interesting day today. I'm not gonna lie. Very fun day, but also like very tiring day. There's a lot of stuff for me to go over, and I have to mentally prepare myself for a lot of those things. But I think it's all right though. So, but yes. So anyway. This is so cool. I ain't gonna lie. Don't you feel the sometimes? There's so many of these things. This song is so cool. I'm not even gonna lie. I also really want to like cut these open, but I'm gonna wait. Having a coupon thing is super cool. Alright, so anyway, I actually thought it would be cool to also watch, before we get into the stream and stuff, I want to watch Nintendo also posted an indie games. I think it was an indie game marketplace. Is that what they called it? No, it was Indie World Showcase basically. So, what do you call it? Let's see. Also, hi Shiny, how you doing tonight, homie? Just wanted to come in and say hi. This is to go even further beyond. You're right, bro. You're right, bro. You gotta go crazy. You gotta scream, bro. And then your hair will turn yellow. Imagine, whoa, you know what? Honestly, they don't tell you this, but you guys could turn Super Saiyan in real life. I know it's kind of funny to say that, but listen, here's the way you do it, by the way. Just letting you know right now. If you stress yourself hard enough, your hair color will change. I'm not even lying. Like, I got a little bit of gray that's growing up right here, man. I'm telling you, stress yourself hard enough and your freaking hair color will change. It just changes slower in time, you know? It's funny how, like, you know, Dragon Ball time works, you know what I mean? Also, hiya Shiny and Stormy. How y'all guys doing tonight? I hope you're doing rad, homies. Let's see. Yo, Derpy, how you feeling, fam? I'm feeling tired. I ain't gonna lie. Homies, I'm gonna be flat out real with you. I have had a long work week, but it's been fun getting used to things and being back in school. My sleep schedule is doing tremendous works of the aspect of I literally think I was really tired because I had like I had people asking me like today like how am I doing and stuff, and I think I have sunken eyes. Now I can't see them very well. They're not as sunken as probably, but like I feel tired. Like I feel like straight up absolutely tired. We had some homies throwing down, by the way, just letting you know. So it was pretty wild. Obviously I can't go into the biggest of details, but what do you call it? Let's just say today was a bit of an interesting day because I've built a bit of I think rapport. Is that the word, rapport? Like when you build, like, it's not a relationship, but like it's like a different word for like building up a foundation with somebody, as in like being a homie with somebody. I think rapport is the word. But what do you call it? And he's a new student, for example, and basically he was throwing down today, and you know, my boss, there's another like I have a boss that has a boss. So I've got some bosses over me technically, like they're the ones in charge of certain things. I'm just like a helper. My boss that I'm the helper of, for example, was having to restrain a homie. Rapport, that's the right word. Yeah, rapport. Let's see. Let me see real quick. I feel like people would freak out if we went Super Saiyan. I think so too. I think they would as well. Let's see. That explains why Goku's always screaming. Exactly. He's letting the stress out. So I built some rapport up with some homies, which, by the way, you know, there's a new homie in the class and stuff, starting new, and he's a pretty cool kid. I'm not gonna lie. Likes Five Nights at Freddy's too much. I won't say too much about like everything wrong because legally I can't say stuff about stuff. But the homie likes Five Nights at Freddy's a lot, to the point to where it's almost like a lifestyle. And there's some things that are said that it's kind of like, I see what you're saying. A big thing that I will say is that Legally, like I said, I'm not going to share things that are incriminating of like information or like private information out. I'll just say a very small incident of we're going to call this boy Johnny, or not even Johnny. Let's just say Rupert. I'm going to say Rupert just as a random name, so you guys don't know who it is. Just because I thought the name Rupert was a very interesting name. Let's just say we got a homie named Rupert. We're just going to use Rupert as a code name. Rupert decided to have a bit of throwdowns these last couple of days, and is struggling to adapt to the school. Big props to the homie that I'm an assistant of, because what do you call it? She is very awesome at dealing with problematic children. What do you call it? So that was wild. I will say this, I felt like I had witnessed an anime betrayal in my life. I'm not going to be honest. I'm going to be honest with y'all. The reason I feel like I've witnessed an anime betrayal is because I felt like I was a part of it unintentionally. I was just being a homie, trying to help out, and then the homie had to be restrained because, you know, well, I wouldn't say restrained, but like has to like, you know, understand that like there's a lot of stuff that's going on, but the homie had to be like, you know, had to essentially not be restrained, but like helped calm down, I think is a better wording of it, because if I say restrained, it makes it sound like someone's going wild and crazy. It's like, it's not that. It's just more of like there's a lot of stuff that was before gotten away with, and now it's not, because it's like new kid, new things. While the homie was essentially being dealt with in regards of like helping calm down, I heard the in quote phrase, "Mr. Derpy, please help me," and I was like, oh my gosh, and like, you know, I was just like, oh no, dude, oh no, like I was like, homie, I was like, listen, man, listen, you made the sandwich. I can't help you, bro. You know what I mean? And that was one of those things. Like, I think the homie is really cool. But like, you know, when the homie does stuff like that, you're like, yeah, you kind of, you kind of, you know, you got the sandwich you made, right? Like, you were like, you know, it's like my brother in Christ, you made the sandwich moment, right? And so that had happened. And I literally stayed quiet the entire time, because that's like, you know, I didn't want to give attention to it. I didn't want to be like, hey, what do you call it? But like, it was really weird, because there was enough emotion to make it feel like I was the anime villain, like an anime villain of betrayal. Like, you know, like that you have the main character, and then the side character, who in this case would be me, decided to say, hey guys, let's just be real, I'm not on your squad anymore, you know what I mean? And that's what it felt like, even though obviously it wasn't the case of that. It just like the way the emotion happened, it felt like that today. So it was definitely a nerve-wracking thing. But you know, at the end of the day, I think as time goes on, we will see how things go in regards to having what do you call it? Being able to have a better experience within that. But, you know, it's honestly, for the most part, though, everything's awesome. I ain't gonna lie. And I think this is just something that I just wanted to share and just say, guys, I literally feel like I'm an anime villain right now. But not because I'm being bad. It's just because, you know, just the emotion of how things had happened, I guess, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I just wanted to say that, like, you know, that was a very wild thing to experience a bit the other day, I think. Oh, and today. What do you call it? See, like, you know, like it is the first time I've ever had something like that where it's like, I appreciate the homie trusted me enough, but like at the end of the day, I also have to realize I'm not a friend. I am a metaphorical teacher here. I cannot, you know, I can't just be like, don't worry, man, I'll take the hit for you. You know what I mean? I can't do that. So sometimes you have to be like that. Doesn't necessarily make you the bad person or anything. Yeah, it's like making the rough decision, except it's not necessarily making a rough decision. It was more of like on the opposite side of the coin. It was like a how could you do this to me? Even though I was like, homie, I didn't say a word. Like I said, I didn't say a word, and I think if I would have said something, it would have done bad. But yeah. So, but at the end of the day, that was we'll see how things go with that, but I just wanted to say that, like, it did make me slightly feel like the bad guy, even though I didn't feel like the bad guy, and I don't think I was the bad guy. It did make me feel like, man, in his eyes, I was not a cool homie, but, you know. But, yeah, I was turning on my fan. So I just want to say, I had a bit of a wild day, but I'm gonna be real with you though. I think the homie I'm an assistant for, I think the homies who are in quote the bosses in the special ed world, I think they deal with it way worse than I do. So I'm very thankful for them, because there's nothing I couldn't do that. You know what I mean? Like I don't think I am a person mentally capable of doing that. So I appreciate the mental fortitude that these homies have, because like my brain would fall apart in an instant. Like I am a cushion. All right, I am one of those homies that's like, yo, dog, like, I'm not going to take a lot of things to heart, but there are some things that I can't mentally, like, handle, I think, a lot. Like if I were to be in a fight, for example, like, I don't think I'd be able to handle that very well, other than, I don't know the right response to certain things. But luckily, I'm surrounded with homies that do know what they're doing, so it's like, I think that's a good thing. And I to an extent know what I'm doing, but not entirely. So it's let's just say it is interesting. A big good news, without like going into big details again. Another student in there has also progressed a lot in an awesome way. So it's like that, I can't focus on, those things entirely, but I will say that I have built a rapport with like a homie, with the one homie. So I will, what do you call it? So we'll have to see how things go. So, but yeah, the song kind of slaps, I ain't gonna lie. After this song, we're gonna watch something today, by the way, homies. Believe it or not, Nintendo also posted, believe it or not, another thing. It's an indie showcase thing for Nintendo, I guess, or for like the Switch. So we're gonna watch that a little bit today, and I'll also go over to Paper Mario if possible. I'm hoping I can go to Paper Mario today if possible, but if not, it's okay. But I hope you guys are doing awesome today. Even though I had a bit of a wild week this week, it was still pretty fun. What do you call it? It's been an interesting week so far, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. But I would assume I'm gonna get adjusted at some point, and then they're gonna be adding. Then like we don't even have the kindergartners yet, so I'm like. So we're gonna have to see how things be going. I ain't gonna lie, homies, but it's really rad and super cool. So what do you call it? There's been a lot of good stuff, but also wild stuff. So it's like I'm in a wild thing. And also, I've been keeping up with my Bible. I ain't gonna lie. I've been reading a little bit of Psalms while I've gone to work, just because it's like really hard for me to wake up in the morning and just start reading the Bible when I've got when it's like 5:30 in the morning. That's one thing I just absolutely do not like, is the aspect of waking up so early. But I sit there and I say that, but like it's the same thing for my other working homies as well. Like they also probably aren't a big fan of waking up early. But I get to sleep in tonight, so it's really cool. It's not really easy for me to read the Bible straight off first to bat in the morning by waking up really early, unless it's like right before things, because I can't I can't stay up late and then also do that, you know what I mean? So that's why I bring my Bible to work, which is also, by the way, a little bit of an excuse to talk about the Bible sometimes a little bit, maybe with coworkers and stuff. So it's pretty cool. But I've been reading Psalms. I think I'm on Psalm 60 now, or 59, one of those two. So I've been trying to get through Psalms, because Psalms is a long book, but like it's a book that's like not it's incremented in a way that's not like like not I want to say an agonizing read, but like usually for the most part the chapters aren't very long. So, excuse me, but it's my last book of the Bible that I'm going to be reading, and then I'll have officially read at least every book once. So that's what I'm excited about, at least. So I'm trying to get my heart in the right spot and get things in a good walking motion. I'm tired as crud, so that's ha ha ha, funny, wappa wappa. But yeah, what is this one? I never even saw what this is. What is this? Oh, it's a never mind. But yeah, anyway, just want to say that like I've been through quite a bit of different things going on. You know, it's pretty cool. So you read your Bible on your breaks and things like that. Primarily, if I have a couple times on breaks, but it's primarily in the morning, and I get to the school like early enough to where it's like it'll be all right. Like usually I get to the school like at least a good 30 minutes before it actually like starts. Maybe not 30 minutes, but like depending on the time I show up. But like usually within that time frame, I'm reading the Bible if I can. But like I don't read it all the time during the school day. However, I think that's a good idea. Sometimes I'll get on like this week I got on this one called Versify. This is an app here. If you haven't tried Versify, I think it's really cool. I think the homie Natrix in the past had recommended it, which you may not know who Natrix is, but there's a homie named Natrix who had a did it delete? Okay, no, it didn't delete. Well, there's an app called Versify here, and you can go through like different amounts of verses and stuff, and essentially like study them and mentally like put them in your head. So like for example, I have 1 John 5 verse 18, which says we know everyone who has been born of God does not keep on sinning, but he who is born of God protects him, and the evil one does not touch him. Like me being able to remember that very easily was because of this. There's like mental kind of games to help you like keep that in your head basically, and so that's something that helps me a lot. And there's like a lot of these. This is fun if like you're somebody who if you're someone who maybe doesn't have the biggest time frame to read the Bible during work, this is like a good alternative to where you're still like studying, at least remembering certain things that are really cool, you know. Also, hiya, Salad. I still don't know what to call you entirely. Is Salad or Sal? Can I call you Sal? Sal's a cool name. I like that. But let me see. I have a question for you because you're actually a Christian who reads the Bible. No problem, homie. Let's see. Galatians. You said Galatians 19 or Galatians 5:19 through 21. It says the acts of the flesh are obvious: sexual immorality, impurity, and debauchery. Idolatry and witchcraft, hatred, discord. By the way, not discord on you know what I mean. Never mind. I was about to make a joke, a little youth pastor joke there. Be like, hey guys, not discord on the phone. Let's see. Jealousy, fits of rage, selfish ambition, dissensions, factions, and envy, drunkenness. Word I don't really want to say out loud. And the like. I warn you, as I did before, that those who live like this will not inherit the kingdom of God. Let's see. So would it be forbidden? Would it be forbidden for Christians to get drunk tonight? So I guess what you're talking about with that. So that's an interesting thing with like the word forbidden there. First of all, I think sin in general. Sorry if you heard that, by the way. I don't think that guy liked that out there. Whatever. I don't think he was a big fan of that. He might have been one of the Christians that had to hear that. I'm kidding. I think personally, not even just a personal, this is what I see when I read the Bible. I think sin in general is bad, and it should not be something that we should practice, right? And so, in quote of like getting drunk, I think it depends on if you're making this your lifestyle and if you are not actively walking from it. So like, for example, when you mentioned getting drunk, there are a lot of Christians, and this is not to hate on Christians who do this. There are plenty of Christians that are very for alcohol, but in a way of where they know that they shouldn't be getting drunk. There is scripture in other areas of like Timothy, for example, where it's like in a way to help with like certain ailments or something like that. Then again, this was also 2,000 years ago. However, I also believe that like in your sense, you're in the sense you're talking about is getting drunk. I think that it is not a good thing to do. Are there Christians who do it? Yeah, you betcha. I'm not one of them, just to clarify. This is my thought process is I try not to dance on the line. That doesn't mean if someone drinks that they're dancing on the line. But I'm someone who, if I even started to try practice drinking like alcohol, I already would know that like, I would be tempted to drink and get drunk, you know. Going to a party in the weekend with the intention of getting drunk, for example. Yeah, I would say that like, that would be something that's either someone who's a very early Christian who thinks that's still okay. I think it's not okay at all. I don't know if the word forbidden should be said, because forbidden makes it sound like you're not able to do it. At the end of the day, we live in a world, or at least most of us live in a world where we're free to do what we want, but that doesn't make what we do good, right? So another example in the Bible, which you'd mentioned Galatians, that is written by Paul. Paul is the guy who wrote to these churches in Galatia. Well, there's another example of this where he writes to, I think, the Corinthians, where it might be the Corinthians, it could be other places too. But he talks about how, like, just because we are free to do things does not mean it's okay to do them, right? So, for example, like, we might be free to get drunk, right? But at the end of the day, drunkenness is obviously a lifestyle that's not okay. So it's like, you know, like, this isn't to say that if someone drinks alcohol and just like drinks a beer, for example, that they're bad. But I admire the heart like my dad. My dad gave me a cool synopsis, I guess, if that makes sense, when it comes to like drinking, because he used to have an occasional beer. But he realized that like there are people who have dealt with drunkenness, like as in like drank their like liver out and stuff like that, and they've recovered from a lot of that. And he said that like it would hurt him a lot to be that stumbling block for somebody else, because they see him being a Christian that drinks beer, and they might be go, hey, since my boy Christian over here, he's drinking beer, I can still drink the beer that I'm still struggling with, right? And obviously we can argue and say that like that's like a thing that's for everybody, but like that's my heart behind that, is that like I think it's not an okay thing to do. There's a lot of people, like, I think as a Christian you shouldn't do that. Like, you shouldn't go out to get drunk on a party, because that's like an indulgence of the flesh, right? And that doesn't mean that I'm like, oh, I'm some pious, pure man who you can't sin at all, which we're people, we're going to sin. But I also feel like in the case of like going to a party, you are intentionally going to that location to do things that are bad. It's kind of like I'm not entirely going to mention this, but I'm going to say it. It's like the club that is involved for very NSFW stuff, right? It's like the clubs for those things, like the O word, for example, back like right next to drunkenness in that scripture. It's like the same thing. It's like, I don't think it's a good idea for a Christian to go to a club and then start going ham crazy with stuff like that, because like a big thing about being a Christian is you're not supposed to sit there. Like, there are things obviously that are a fun reflection of the world, for example, like maybe your taste in anime or something like that, or a favorite TV show and stuff, or things that you like to play video game wise, stuff like that. But I think that there are big like, hey, indicators of like these things aren't okay in your Christian life. So like, for example, like, you know, if it, like at church, for example, like if someone goes to church and starts to talk about how they are a godly person, and then magically go and, you know, start clubbing on the Friday, I'm gonna be honest with you, you know, if that's a part of their lifestyle and they're not letting go of it, sorry to tell you this, you're not a godly person when you do that. You might call yourself a Christian, but you're not a godly person, right? Like, there are some indications of like the things that we say don't line up with our actions. So it's like, you know, I think what's a big important thing as well is that, like, you know, you can tell a big difference between people who are actually Christian and who are people who are struggling with sin, because there's a difference between like Christians who struggle with sin and people who are just actively living in sin, just saying that there's nothing wrong with it, right? There's a lot of that you'll see online as well. So I think that's a big thing, for example, is that, like, I think that's a big problem, is when we try to act a lot like how the world is. It's like there's this weird, like, contradiction to God, but it's not God's contradicting thing. It's your kind of being a walking contradiction, right? And that doesn't mean that God is contradicted. It just means that you are a walking contradiction of what you said you were, right? And we're all gonna mess up at some point, but like there are some major things, like if it's a part of your lifestyle and you're just magically saying it's okay to do, then that's a problem, you know, if that makes sense. Also, Stormy, you said I have to download that, bro. I only have the Bible app on my phone at the moment. Okay. I also want to just clarify again for you as well, homie. It's called Versify. So it's called Versify. It's really cool. Definitely check it out, by the way. It's really cool. Let's see. Sal, you said, okay. Just found out about that verse today and was confused because I've seen different, in quote, Catholic pastors a little more drunk than once when there was a beer festival in my town. Yeah, and here's the thing. And if they say it's okay to get drunk, I'm just going to be flat out real with you. The Bible definitely is not a big fan of drunk. I'm going to be real with you. Because there's like, and it's not only did you bring up the New Testament, the Old Testament mentions the same thing about like, you know, not chasing after things, not. I'll give you an example. Hold on. Let me pull up Proverbs 31. Which is funny because a lot of people use Proverbs 31 for like for stuff like I'm gonna find me a wife, which is great. I'm not gonna lie. Proverbs 31 is great to find a wife, right? To find a good wife. But at the beginning of Proverbs 31, which is the last chapter of Proverbs, written by Solomon, who was one of the wisest people ever. But at the end of the day, even the wisest guy was still a numbskull because we're all like messed up people. But in Proverbs 31 verses, and I highlighted all of this too, verses 2 through 9 also says this as well, or 1 through 9, but like this is what it says. It says, the words of King Lemuel, an oracle that his mother taught him. It says, what are you doing, my son? What are you doing, son of my womb? What are you doing, son of my vows? Do not give your strength to women, which, by the way, some people might spin that the wrong way. It means like chasing women. Like if you're a guy that just chases women, is desperate to chase women, then your mindset's in the wrong spot. Like you're not living a sound mind life if you're a guy that's just chasing women and not trying to have self-control, right? That's kind of what that's talking about. But it says, your ways to those who destroy kings. It is not for kings, O Lemuel. It is not for kings to drink wine, or for rulers to take strong drink, lest they drink and forget what has been decreed and pervert the rights of all the afflicted. Which, that slam dunks that, by the way, you know, right there. So, and by the way, I just want to clarify, this book, by the way, is in Catholicism. So if you see stuff like a Catholic pastor doing stuff like this, that scripture is in the same book that we're reading, right? So I just want to clarify, like, that's an important thing right there, what I just read. And it says, give strong drink to the one who is perishing, and wine to those who are in bitter distress. Let them drink and forget their poverty, and remember their misery no more. Open your mouth for the mute, for the rights of those who are destitute. Open your mouth, judge righteously, defend the rights of the poor and the needy. So you have things about, like, you know, it's not right for a leader or someone who is a leader or a reflection of Christ in some way, to be somebody who lives in this drunken atmosphere, who uses drinks in a way to try to forget things of their life, for example. Like, oftentimes, like, you'll find people that try to, and I've had people who aren't Christian try to do this too. They will try to argue the fact that certain things are okay just because it feels good to them, but the reality is that just because it feels good and it might be fun to get drunk on a party, it doesn't mean it's good for you. I mean, like, you could destroy your liver. You could, at the end of the day, have a crazy bad hangover, and I'm gonna be real with you, who wants a hangover, right? I've never had a hangover, nor would I want to, right? The only time I ever had alcohol in my life was when I was 3 years old, and I somehow snatched my grandfather's beer by an accident. You know what I mean? So yeah. So yeah, it's wrong. Heroin also feels good. Yeah, exactly. Just because something feels good doesn't make it right? And a lot of the world's built on that. Even there's also Christians also, by the way, who would be like, well, I feel like this is how it's supposed to go, right? I'm about to sneeze. Hold on. There we go. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, but no, I agree. And there's Christians that feel that way too. They'll be like, well, I feel like everybody can just live together and be kumbaya and peace and stuff like that. And it's like, well, it's like, yes, you can be the peaceful person. However, like, it doesn't mean that, like, just because we say, hey, everything can be true doesn't mean it is true. So there's a lot of people who are even Christian that struggle with this, because I've seen people who try to identify with their sin and just be like, well, God let me go through this sin so that I could use this to deepen the thing that I'm in. You know, like, people will say, well, if God didn't want me to be this way, then why are my hormones this way, or why are my attractions this way, or why do I feel good when I do these things? It's like, it doesn't mean that God wants you to be that way. It doesn't mean that it's okay for you, you know. So it's there's a lot of stuff that goes into that. So in regards to drinking and stuff like that, I'm entirely on board of, like, saying, yeah, I'm a no-go on it. Now, does that mean, like, drinking a little bit of alcohol is bad? I don't think that's necessarily bad, but I'm not someone who's going to be doing that. If I go out to eat publicly, you know, I go out to eat publicly with my family, for example, they'll drink wine and stuff, but I don't partake in it, you know. Most I'll have is a mixed drink that's like a Virgin Shirley Temple, which is just a cherry food dye inside of Sprite. So it's like that's most I would get. But like, you know, I'll have interactions where people, like, apologize for, like, I'm sorry, I'm swearing in front of you. I'm like, it's not that big of a deal. You know, there's sometimes where there's, like, it's such a big juggle with, like, the word. I would say this too, in regards to, like, you'd mentioned Sal, in regards to, like, reading the word and stuff, that you had read that word and you see the difference in, like, how people act regarding to what that is. Oftentimes, I think a lot of systems that are built within Christianity, and this is just me, and I know people probably don't like the fact that I say this, excuse me, but oftentimes I think a lot of philosophical systems within Christianity discourage reading the Bible for yourself and having your own thought process on it, because, like, I'm gonna be real with you, there's a lot of that within Catholicism. Not saying that it's everybody in Catholicism, but there's a lot of that in Catholicism where they want to read things their own way, and there's a lot of tradition built on things, and their mindset is a lot of early church fathers did it, so it's okay for me to do it. And it's like, well, at the end of the day, we're talking about, like, you know, I think what's important is around Jesus's time. That's the pinpoint you should be going for. Doesn't mean the stuff after isn't useful or isn't helpful, but, like, stuff like that, it's like it gets really murky water the further you get away from Jesus. And so that doesn't mean entirely that everything's entirely bad, but in this case, there's a lot of scripture against being, like, a drunken person, for example. So at the end of the day, even the homies who are on board with, like, okay with drinking alcohol as a Christian, I'm pretty sure all of them also agree that, like, yeah, getting drunk's a problem, because it's like even in the aspect of, like, you may not look at it as a sin, but even in a healthy aspect, like, instead of facing the problems that you have in your life, you're trying to find fun in things that kind of numb you to the reality of the world, instead of finding out, like, what's the better response than taking this numbing and learning to live in the thing itself without trying to take a numbing just to live in it, right? And that can be said for anything, like with what do you call it? With hormone stuff, with alcohol, with drugs, like you'd mentioned, like heroin and stuff, like there's a lot of stuff like that. And I think it's important is you got to be making sure that, like, these things that you might be enjoying, for example, aren't really, like, a detriment, right? And a lot of the times people are like that. Like, for example, I think polygamy sucks. I think it's a bad thing because, like, you can't truly love two women at once, for example. Like, people might sit there and be like, well, I've met some people that do have a pretty good relationship. And it's like, no, they don't. They might look on the surface and be happy, but, like, you know, deep down, at the end of the day, like, you can't truly love someone. And at some point, someone's going to get jealous of the other, and you can't put all of your heart into something while trying to love something else. It just doesn't make sense. And it's an excuse to kind of feel good, you know what I mean? And that's what a lot of stuff people do, especially people who are, in the case of, like you'd mentioned, pastors, for example. In the sense, it's not the exact same. Sometimes within Christianity or Catholicism, whatever it may be, anything else within that, what do you call it? A lot of those things aren't really on the surface, but there are a lot of like deep rooted things that are like people trying to get away with their own way of feeling, for example. And it can fall into different stuff too, because sometimes people might follow God just for the feeling of following God, and then there's other people that might follow God just because they have facts and things written down, and that's it, right? So both of these, you're not placing God in the right way. You're placing your feelings as God in this way, and you're placing facts as your God in this way. Both aren't going to lead you to God, because one, you have to have things written down to believe them on this side, and then you're chasing a feeling instead of just chasing a relationship, right? So there's a lot of stuff within that. There's like within the book of the within the Bible, it's like a big tree, and there's so many branches to take apart because there's so many branches. Sorry, there's a lot of stuff over there. Was like a loud noise over there. But yeah, so that's like a big thing right there. So yeah, that's like my spew on that is more of like, yeah. So I think it's a great question, by the way, because you have an example of people who are very contrary to the wordings that like Paul himself had written. And Paul had mentioned that with another scripture as well, which is really cool. I wish I knew the exact part. I think it's in 1 Corinthians, but I will tell you this though, Sal. If you are interested in reading the Bible, for example, it's good to read it. Now that one's fine. That one's in context, but if you're able to read like the whole book of things, like Galatians is real great, especially Galatians 1. Because Galatians 1 talks about stuff like Mormonism. It doesn't really talk about Mormonism, but Paul specifically writes in Galatians 1 that like if we, and he's talking about himself, right? So he said, if we or an angel comes to you with a different gospel, it's false. Basically saying that like what I'm talking to you right now is the gospel. If I come back to you later and say it's not true, I'm a freaking liar. And that's a big claim to make, right? But if you find out within something like Mormonism, which claims to be Christian but isn't, right? It starts off with the guy named Joseph Smith. He claimed that an angel came to him with like tablets and stuff that weren't in the Bible or something like that, and then it became this big thing for Mormonism. But if you read the Bible yourself and not like the Book of Mormon or these other things, you would realize that like that, oh hey, this thing's wrong. This doesn't make sense. So this entire thing, right? And that's a big thing, is that when it comes to something like Mormonism, it's this popular belief system leads people astray, but it's like slightly leads people astray, where it's like it likes to have Christian themes, but it has these things sprinkled into it, right? A lot of the world is, I like to have my Christian themes, but I got some things that are sprinkled in that shouldn't be there, right? And that's that. Like, and the big thing I would say is, ain't it like humanity to like see something that's really pure and awesome and stick its fingers in it and try to make it its own thing? That's a big thing why I think about like when stuff like that happens, is that like people don't want to face the reality that sometimes their self-indulgences are bad things, right? And in the case of like being drunk, even if you told someone maybe like that, like it's good to obviously call that out and say, hey, I have the scripture, I think this thing is an important thing to talk about. They might point you back to an Old Testament verse and be like, well, this is what this is okay for. And the reality is that like if you see a Christian doing this, and obviously it's like it's going to be harder to obviously communicate to a Christian if you're not one, but like but at the end of the day, I don't think that should be a wall that blocks somebody off. Also, hi Adapster, how you doing tonight, homie? But you should be somebody who I think it's good to be aware of those kinds of things, for example. So it is good to, like, I will say this in your case, for example, that pastor is in the wrong, just because, and he might have some magical justification of like, well, if you look back in the Old Testament, it says if we celebrate these kinds of feasts, then it's fine if I do it. And it's like, well, that's not what we're called to be. We're not called to be this. Well, actually, if you think about it, I'm okay to do this bad thing just because, well, other bad people did this bad thing, right? But the reality is that we're not called to be like the people of Israel, right? We're called to be like Jesus, right? Obviously, we're not going to be like Jesus himself. We're not going to be able to do the perfect things in regards to Jesus, but we can be a decent reflection, right? We can either be a muddy reflection or a good reflection of Christ. And I think that's a big thing, is that people like to pick the nice things they like about Jesus out and then kind of wipe away the other stuff they didn't like, And some people, I'll tell you this too, by the way, because I guarantee you, with that too, they'll probably say stuff like, well, Jesus turned water into wine. so it must be okay. It's like, man, listen, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know why they had wine. It doesn't mean Jesus was endorsing drinking, you know. I mean, just because he turned it to water into wine, it's more of one of those things of where it's like that was needed for like a celebration thing then, but it's not like Jesus was like, yeah, dog, I'm gonna turn this into wine. I'm gonna get drunk. You know what I mean? It's nothing like that. And I think when people try to do that, they try to justify their sin by the way Jesus acted rather than trying to follow an example of how Jesus was. And I think that's a big thing, you know. That's one of those things that I think that like that falls into that. I know I gave you like a whole giant like sermon thing on that, Sal, but I appreciate the question though. I think it's cool. There's a big world within that because you know, like it could be something that's about Catholicism that I'm not aware of. It could be something that it's just the world trying to be the world and trying to be trying to justify their means just for no reason, or it could just be the simple fact that, you know, that it's a corrupt pastor and nothing having to do with any of the rest of it. But like there's a lot of different avenues that could take for it, but that's primarily the thing that I think is important about it, you know, because there's a lot of scripture that involves like different things like that, and you'll have people that come up and try to have a thing. I remember researching a scripture in Proverbs, and it was about like, I think starvation or something like that. I can't remember what it was. And then some random guy that was on a website that I actually used to research scripture on, this guy was just like, yeah, this is about Roman taxation. And I'm like, what? Like, I was really confused. I was like, is the taxation in the room with us? Like, what is this? You know what I mean? So there's a lot of random stuff that people will try to come up with too. Often, and the Bible talks about this too. Paul, funnily enough, is one that writes about this, I think. If not Paul, then that definitely like John, Peter, or Jesus. And I think it's probably Jesus, but primarily these homies. They talk about how like there's going to be a lot of people who are very confident in the way that they speak. Which, okay, yeah. 1 Timothy. If you read 1 Timothy 1, Paul writes that as well. He's writing to Timothy. And he writes about how like there are going to be a lot of people who desire to be teachers of the law, and there are people who want to there are people who want to be like heard and talked about and like teach the law, for example, but they have no idea what they're talking about, and they are just making confident assertions. You know, that's why there's a lot of charismatic people where they're like, guys, heaven's gonna be a place where you get to have your own mansion and it's gonna be gold and fancy. Like, I could say that, but it doesn't mean it's true, right? Like, I don't believe we're gonna go to heaven and it's gonna be filled with so much gold that's like we're gonna be rich and crazy and flood our brains with like materialism. Like, it doesn't sound like God. I don't really think that is in line with God's character. Now, could it be as beautiful as gold and stuff like that? Sure, but like, I think the whole idea that heaven's going to be a big mansion thing, I think people are hyping themselves up with prosperity gospel. So there's a lot of misconceptions, I think, too. It's like, when you understand the character of who God is, a lot of like popular Christianity things that come up, it's like it doesn't correlate with the Bible like the way that most people like to think it is. So yeah, I think that's a big thing I just wanted to share. But yeah, so that was an awesome question though. Thank you, homie. I appreciate it. I love talking about the Bible. I will literally go into like big talks about the Bible and stuff like all the time. So what do you call it? If my brain gets picked a bit, that's where I'm like, hey, I like that. I ain't gonna lie, and I'll start like talking about stuff. I will say this also though, just to clarify, I'm not like some Bible expert guy. I do some research. I read the word for what it is. I don't look at it through a denominational perspective. That's what helps me be able to think for myself on this too. Because oftentimes I think people like jump into it and they're like, they trust their denomination more than they trust like what they're reading. And that can create problems. There's a lot of problems that get created from that. So I think that's an important thing. And I've met, here's the thing too, and I haven't met, but I've watched like even like an atheist Bible scholar, which is pretty impressive in my opinion, because it's like, what the crud, you know what I mean? Like, you'd think that someone who's a Bible scholar would know that, but even him, like an atheist Bible scholar can agree that like there are a lot of like bogus Christianities that kind of pop out, and can acknowledge that things aren't in tandem with like the Bible, like they say that, like people are saying that they are, you know. Now I'm interested what the pastor's justification for getting drunk at beer festival is. I think I'm going to ask him. It's definitely worth asking, for sure. So, like, that's one thing, too, is that, like, I'll tell you this, is that, like, when something like that's happened, I think it's obviously good to ask that in a good heart, like, not to be like, you're a sinner, you're drinking in parties, you know what I mean? Like, that's, like, obviously someone else could probably do that, but maybe just ask in casual conversation, hey, I've got a little bit of struggling with this. Why are you doing this at this beer festival thing? And if it's a bunch of verbiage of like, well, you see this and this, and it's like, if it's not like a self-awareness or, you know, like a correction thing, or like, hey, my walk is causing you to stumble, then I do think that that person is completely aware of what they're doing. Because sometimes people just aren't, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of different walls that come up as well with stuff like that. Like, who's to say that he might be prideful and be like, well, you're not a believer. So, like, if you're not a believer, then, like, at the end of the day, why are you telling me I'm doing wrong, right? And there's a lot of people who do stuff like this. I promise you on my life. Like, there are sometimes I think the argument's fine to be like, there's times when the argument's fine where you could probably bring up, well, this person isn't a believer, so they don't really get this concept. But at the same time, that doesn't make someone immune from being talked about, or not talked about, but talked to about certain things they're struggling with, for example. So yeah, definitely. So, but I would say this too. It's good to ask. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're asking in passing, you can get your answer without, like, you know, a fist fight, for example. I'm not saying everybody's going to be like that, but I'm sure that there's, like, most of the time, if it's a struggling Christian and they realize that someone's able to see this, a struggling Christian will just own up to it, you know. And that doesn't to say that if they don't own up to it, that like to you directly, it doesn't mean that they didn't. But like I think a true, genuine, honest Christian would be like, you know what, you're right. I probably should work on this, you know. And that might be a sin he struggles with for sure. But yes, I think personally, if it's your lifestyle and you do stuff like that, like, you know, it's important to call that out. Granted, that doesn't mean everyone's immune from struggling. However, that also doesn't make it right what he's doing, right? That's a big thing about sin, is that, like, while I myself also sin, it doesn't justify the sin that I do, right? Like, I don't like the sin, you know what I mean? Yeah, I get drunk at the beer festival too. I'm not a Christian, so I can't, like, judge him. I just want to understand him. Yeah, and that's an important thing as well too, is that, like, when it comes to stuff like that, like, there are people who probably aren't trying to do that actively. There are people that do try to do it actively, but I think having a good conversation and be like, hey, you know, like, what's your thought process behind this? Because sometimes, I'm gonna be real with you, when you ask someone what they're thinking about, or like, why are they doing this, and they think about it, they might start to connect the dots and realize maybe this isn't the best idea for me, or maybe this isn't the thing. Like, I shouldn't be someone who calls himself this but then does something that's this, right? Which isn't to say that people who do this are, like, not worth my time or something. It's just to say that, like, you're saying one thing but not being honest about the other, and that's what's, you know. And sometimes it's just because there's shame in there's pridefulness, stuff like that. So but if you're on good terms with that person as well, I think a good friendly conversation is the best thing. You know, at the end of the day, we're called to have gentleness as well, you know, which is important. So, and I'll say this too: if he is a wise, like, if he's like a wise preacher, or if he's willing to grow, he's someone that would take that and heavily grow from something like that, if that makes sense. The reason I say that is because even in Proverbs, don't know where in Proverbs, but it mentions that, like, a blow from a friend is better than a kiss from an enemy. So, like, you know, if you're essentially you're being loving, but, like, you're kind of saying, hey, this thing you're doing doesn't seem to really correlate, or this thing you're doing isn't really helping you as a person. I don't think this is okay for you. More than likely, while that may hurt, for example, it's still worth telling him that kind of, it's still worth telling him in a way where he can grow. And So I think that's important as well. That's one thing I try to think about when I talk to people, is when I realize there's something going on in their life that it doesn't really fit well. I try my best to like say it in a loving way, where I'm like, hey, listen, I get where you're coming from, but like this doesn't correlate, right? There's something that's not right here. And usually oftentimes it's just because of human error. Like humans are not perfect, so there's gonna be some things that are messing up, you know. Also, hi Savas, how you doing tonight, homie? I hope you're doing rad. And also, I'm doing mighty majestic. I'm just tired. I would say I'm doing tired majestic today, if anything. But I hope you're doing rad tonight, homie. Excuse me, man. I think in about 15 minutes we will maybe less than 15 minutes. I think. We're gonna watch the indie because Nintendo posted an indie showcase, and I think we'll watch that in a second. But yeah, what's the title mean? If I can get to Paper Mario, which there's a good chance I may not. It may not. It just depends on how tired I feel in a little bit. When I get to Paper Mario, our goal is we're going to the moon. So we got to get to the moon to save Princess Peach, because apparently she's trapped on the freaking moon. So we gotta go save her. and I was thinking of like the thing from the Minions thing where it says, tonight we're going to steal the moon. You know what I mean? So I think that'd be really funny. I saw a meme where a guy said, tonight we're going to sabotage my brother's date, and everybody was dressed as minions, and they were like shooting like little gel ball guns at like at the brother and the date, and he was shielding her from the shots. It was really funny. And it was a swarm of people. It was hilarious. Let's see. On the moon, real bro. It'll be on the moon. I'm not even lying. We're gonna be on the moon, and we're gonna steal it, bro, and steer it into something like the sun. I'm kidding. Don't do that. That would probably hurt the world. But yeah. So the last thing I think I'll say on that too, as well, is that like Sal, I think it was an awesome question, and I think that like it's good to ask questions like that, because it's good to pick the brains of some people. And in that case too, he might just be a struggling guy. That might be a big thing, because that's one thing I also want to just kind of clarify is, while I'm not the biggest fan of Catholicism or denominations in general, I never want to say that like I think that they're like people that are below me or anything like that. Like I do think that like at the end of the day, like everybody isn't really a part of like there, people can think beyond their denomination while being under one. It's just one of those things where it's like, I think it's important to look at those things, and like while I may not be a fan of Catholicism and in those things, I do think that like at the end of the day, these people are still human, and we should still understand the human aspect of that too, you know. Because I think that's like I think a lot of people kind of get legalistic with stuff like that too. Like, because there's two sides of that coin, where it's like, you know, like, are you someone who is very legalistic to the point to where you are like a purist, where like you see something bad going on and you're like, you must fix this, and you're like, you know, thinking you're higher than somebody. Like, there's a lot of stuff that goes on within that, you know. That's why I'm like cautious of being way too corrective of people. I've seen that with multiple people, even in my life, like in my life in the past. I used to be a very corrective person, where I would try to correct everything that I saw. And that obviously would create tension with a lot of people, which I'm not saying tension with people equates to bad, but like when you're always correcting people, then it equates to bad and stuff. So I started to realize over time that like, there needs to be like a balance of that, where it's like, yes, if I see a correction and so something needs to be corrected, I should. But at the same time, I'm also not going to sit there and just feel like I have to say, because sometimes people don't need correction. They just need to know that like someone's being loving to them, for example. So, and sometimes that loving example equates to correction. You know what I mean? If you have tension with people, to square up and solve the issue that way. Hey, I would say is I'm not going to fight nobody, but I'd gladly, talk to the person. Yeah, like you know, talk to the person if there's tension and be like, hey, you know, if they start throwing punches, I'm gonna be real. You know, you have the option to dodge, and you have the option to turn the other cheek, as Jesus says. So it is wild, but like I don't think I would want to square up. You know what I mean? Because if I square up, I'm like, all right, dude, let's fight. You know what I mean? I'm not a fighter, man. I ain't gonna lie. So if I square up, I'm gonna get squared down, dude. That's what's gonna happen to me, dude. You know. No, I don't think I'd be able to do that. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I would get my head bashed in if I tried to fight. But if I don't try to fight, I think I'd be okay. Because I'm not a fighter. I would literally lose in a fight hardcore. Hold on a second. Excuse me. All right, so last thing I want to do real quick before we get into our thing. Don't worry, I'll protect you, homie. Thanks, man. I'm glad to have the homie Savas as my bodyguard, bro. I ain't gonna lie. All right. So the last thing I want to do before we watch the indie game thing, and if maybe we get to Super Mario tonight, I want to just bring up an opportunity to do salvation prayer, because I think after our conversation today, maybe someone might have heard this and was like, whoa, like, you know what? I ain't gonna lie. I think this God guy sounds pretty based and super cool. And if you're someone that's like that and wants to genuinely give your life to God and to have genuine life change, this is an opportunity for you. I don't mind if you've been a Christian before and fell out, or if you've never been a Christian, or if you've been an atheist, whatever it may be, or maybe you have a different belief system and you're like, man, you know what? I'm thinking there's something wrong with what I believe in. This is an opportunity for you to find at least one that I know for sure works, because it's worked for me the past, I want to say 13 years of my life. And the more that I took it seriously, the better my understanding of, not just my own life, but other people's lives as well, fell into place. So if you'd like to, you can bow your head and close your eyes. And you can repeat what I have to say. And to clarify, I will tell you what I'm going to say. I'm basically going to say these things are important here, and these things are important in regards to having your life saved. There's a salvation prayer. Salvation prayer is basically you are opening your heart to God. You are saying, hey, I am a filthy sinner, and I am too. I'm going to be real with you. So it's not like I'm telling you something that I wouldn't say, right? You admitting you're a sinner. You don't have to admit it to me, admit it to God. Second thing is acknowledging that Jesus is your Savior, that He died on the cross for you to give you everlasting life. And the third and final thing is letting Him into your heart to change your ways for the rest of your days. That's it. Simple as that. No money, nothing crazy. It's as simple as that. It's really that simple, but a lot of people don't get it because of the fact that they're not willing to let go of the things in their life that they're holding on so desperately for. Right? Kind of what we're talking about today is that, like, it's very easy to make up our excuses to hold on to things that we should, just because we want to have the fun part, but in reality is that fun thing over time is actually slowly killing you. That's the big thing, right? And I'm just gonna be real with y'all. I'm not free from that either, right? I've struggled with lust in my life. I've struggled with a lot of overthinking and stress. Are these things okay with me? No, they're not. And at the end of the day, it's something that I have found out that I like bodily struggle with, but it doesn't mean that I have to be bound by that thing. You know what I mean? And I actively talk against it because it is a problem. It is, So it's okay to admit that these are problems. It's not to say that you're weak because they are. I think it's strong because you're willing to surrender those problems. That's the thing. Oftentimes people think that, like, surrendering, your weaknesses, this thing that, like, that's been plaguing you for so long, being honest about it means that you're weak and that you're a broken person. But we're all broken people, so I guess we're all weak, right? That's what it is, right? So at the end of the day, if you're struggling, I'd love to be able to just help you on your path if you're able to, you know what I mean? And a big thing before we do this is you have to mean it. A lot of people, like, they're like, I've heard it before. Well, I've said the prayer, so I'm A-okay. I'm getting out of hell. It's like, no. Just because you say a magic few words doesn't mean you're free. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people like to sit there and say, just because I said a couple words, I'm free. No. It's about life change. It's about, like, you are genuinely following God. Like, your heart is changed. It's not about, like, saying a couple words and you can just go off and do whatever. No. Like, that's a big thing. That's what the whole Bible's like about like people just trying to do that. It's not the case. So I want to give the opportunity for you to give your life anybody who's here listening, whether on YouTube or you're on Twitch, and you want to give your life to God, this is an opportunity. Like I said, it's not like there's not some catch to it. The catch is you might find your freedom. It might take a while, but you're on the way to finding freedom, right? And that's what's cool. So here we go. We're gonna pray, and you can bow your head and close your eyes and pray with me as well. But remember, mean what you're saying. Don't be just somebody who says what they want to say, and then they're like, "Oh, you know what? I ain't gonna lie. I'm just gonna keep living my life the way that I have been." You know, that's not change. You're just being you, and you didn't really let God in. You kind of opened the window and waved at him a little bit, then closed the curtain again. You know, it's like he knocked on the door and he's like, "Hey, mind if I come in?" And you just looked in the window and was like, "Yo, I know you," and then closed the curtains. Like, that's not a relationship. That's like, I'm avoiding you, you know? So I'm just saying, this is important. So mean it, okay? Don't look out the window, open the door, right? So here you go. We're going to pray, and then we're going to start, all right? So here we go. And you can repeat after me if you'd like. Dear Jesus, I'm a messed up and broken sinner. I've done a lot of wrong in my life. And Lord, I just ask that I just repent of my sins, God. Lord, I know you died on that cross for me so that you could give me everlasting life. Lord, I've done a lot of wrong in my life. And God, I just ask that you heal me. So Lord, I just ask that you just come into my heart. And that you change my ways for the rest of my days. I love you, Lord, and I thank you, God, for all that you do. Please change my life. I love you and I thank you, Lord. In Jesus' name I pray, and your will be done, Lord. Amen. Thank you, God. Love you, Lord. Amen. Alrighty. I know it's random, but every time I start bringing up a big conversation about God, I'm always feeling like there needs to be an opportunity for a homie to give their life to Christ. Just because you never know. That's the reality, is you just never know, right? So that's what I wanted to give the opportunity for anybody here who's listening. If you've heard something different that you just weren't normally hearing, that's a big thing. So at the end of the day, I think what we're gonna do is we're going to what do you call it? We're gonna go watch this thing. I might just plop open the Paper Mario thing, homies. I ain't gonna lie. I kind of want to just have that because I'm tired, homies. I don't want y'all to see like a husk of a man. Excuse me. I want y'all to see nice awesomeness. So hold on. There you go. I'm gonna pull up. You know what I'm pulling up? I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be pulling up the awesome. What do you call it? I'm gonna be pulling up the awesome thing that the homie Dabster made, because the homie Dabster made a fire thing. I wish I had this connected already, but you know my brain didn't think of that far through. But yeah, I will be honest with y'all, homies. Work today has gotten me tired. I'm already ready to bed, and I ain't even started to stream yet, y'all. Like, what is the life I'm living right now? Why is this still not loading? Homies, I am being... You know what? Hold on a second. I'm going over here. Hey, guys, I'm back again. Back at it again with those white vans. You know what I mean? I'm not Daniel, but, you know. You don't gotta say dang Daniel to me, you know? Or Crikey Cameron. I love just thinking of the name Crikey Cameron. Instead of dang Daniel, you got Crikey Cameron. The Australian version of Dang Daniel. Babaloo bop, babaloo bop. Wait, I just realized I'm not in a voice chat either. That's probably why it's not working now that I realize it. Hold on, homies. I'm gonna get this thing up. I wonder where it's at, actually. Hold on, it might already have something. Well, at least it has something, so I'll change it in a second. It's got the one Cherry made for me, so it's really sick. We're gonna log in and see if it works, homies. It's gonna take me 5 years. Babaloo bop, babaloo bop. I can't even see what's behind me, y'all. I ain't even turned on Paper Mario yet. Please load. It's taking me 5 years. Y'all, I'm having cactus walrus cheese up in my ears right now. I'm not even lying. Homies, please. Please. Bro, why does Fugitech always want to, like... I literally feel like Fugitech breaks into people's houses and, like, straight up swats them. I'm not even lying, bro. It never loads Discord. It takes so long. It takes the longest time. Like, I literally could have probably walked through the Serengeti Desert right now, and I probably would have came out on the other side and realized the freaking thing on Discord, the Fugitech, isn't loading at all for some reason. I don't know why. Why is Spotify not even showing up now? There we go. At least you guys can see this while this black screen's just showing up. Please, for the love of the Lord, can you please just load? Please. You're wasting my life. I just want to watch this fun video. I want to see what indie games are showing up on freaking Nintendo, bro. Please. What the crap am I supposed to do? I guess I'm gonna have to just... We're gonna use this right now until the freaking Fugitech works, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Bruh, dude, real. That's like the cousins to bruh. Alright, I'm just gonna pull it up. Alright, that's all I'm gonna say. Oldie but a goodie. They can't stop us. They can't stop us, homie, so I'm not gonna lie. Alright, let's stop it. No, we're stopping this. Alright. Maybe it'll load now. Will you load? It's still taking 5 years. Lord, give us a hand, real. Maybe I'm just not meant to play Paper Mario tonight. I don't know. We're gonna watch this, though. I'm gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it together. It's not gonna be fully on the screen, but so what? You'll be alright. Alright, let's watch this together, homies. Whoa! 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 Sick. I already heard of this game, so the homie Ubu actually already got the demo for this game, which is really cool. This is the people who made Shovel Knight made this, actually, which is really sick to me. So I was like, just letting y'all know. I do like this game. It looks really fun. Let me make sure the audio's okay. It's not okay because it's taking 5 years. Open the dang thing, please. Please. Please open it. Oh my lord. Thank you. Thank you. This looks fun. What the heck was that? I don't know what that was. Hold on, homies. I must do something real quick. But these are the games that are coming to Switch, I think. I can finally change it over. I can't believe it took me this long. Like, how? I wonder if it's because a million people are using reactive images right now. I have no idea. It ain't even loading, bro. You're wasting my dang life, bro. Straight up. Straight up, bro. Alright, hold on. Alright, I'm now here. Alright. There we go, homies. We're good, we're good, we're good. I just wanted to make sure, man, I'm kind of chunky right now. Alright, that's alright, dude. My Mael did 1.6 million. Oh my gosh, bro. That's higher than what I got. My biggest one I ever got in I think it's in stream memes, but I'm not sure. Yeah. My highest damage was a bit over 1 million, but I don't think it was 1.6, which is, that's crazy. Never gotten even near that much. Talking about 33, yeah, he's talking about the homie Expedition 33. This is the highest I've ever gotten. It was 800,000. That's it. I've only gotten 800,000. I don't know why I said a million. I was freaking lying. It's only 800,000. But it was still pretty good, but like, still. Unless I put it in the gaming cactus. Never mind. I'm a liar. Sorry. This is the highest I've ever gotten. It was 1,100,000. So that's pretty sick. I forgot I did that. I forgot I did this one. This was the highest I ever got. It was because of CL. As you could see, the darkness ripped into that guy's body. That was because CL used her ultimate move. But yeah, so that's the highest I've ever done. But that's crazy. You did 1.6 mil, bro. Did it beat the boss with that? That'd be pretty sick if it did. I ain't gonna lie. Maybe that's the strat. You just need to do a counter attack with her, you know? I need to build my CL dude in Minoko. I agree. I'll turn this down just a teensy bit. It's a little loud for my ears.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome to Indie World.
All right,
I'm
what's...
Ariko.
Show me the indie world.
We're back to showcase a batch of new indies coming to the
I want to
Nintendo
see the
Switch 2
indies.
and Nintendo Switch systems.
I've probably already seen
Since
all
the
of them,
launch
but
Nintendo
still.
Switch, indie games have brought us fresh
She just healed it back. I
perspectives,
can't
new
believe
styles,
1.6
and
mil
taken us
still
on
didn't kill her. That's
unforgettable
crazy.
adventures.
The support of these independent
Didn't even know
developers
numbers went up
means
that high. Yeah, at some
something
point you
for
can
everyone.
break the
We
game. I mean, not
can't
break the
wait to
game, but break the
discover
system.
What new experiences talented indie developers around the world are bringing to both Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch.
And without further ado,
Let's see what kind of
dive
games
into
they
some
got,
titles for
homies.
Nintendo Switch.
What kind of games you think they're gonna put on here? Whoa! That guy says Top Hat Studios. I've heard of that creator. The Crypt Custodian and Islets. This looks goofy. I like the little penguin fella. Oh, it's a Metroidvania. I mean, I like that it's a Metroidvania. It's more of a... This is... Okay. It's a Hollow Knight clone, but that's alright. At least it's a Hollow Knight clone that's creative, at least. I'll say that. Yeah, it's like it's not a crazy bad Hollow Knight clone. At least they got their own bosses, which is cool. Well Dweller does make the sense. I love the design of the homie, bro. I think that's really cool. So, getting the game hopefully Sunday, dude. Expedition 33 is great. Definitely game of the year
Oi,
material.
eu sou o Pedro, artista e designer do Neverway.
Eu sou Isadora, programadora e escritora do jogo.
Dude,
Como
thank you
começamos a
for
fazer
working
Neverway,
on
nós
the...
nos inspiramos em vários
What is
elementos de jogos que a
Neverway?
gente
I don't
ama.
know what that
No
is,
início,
but...
tentamos criar algo único.
A gente também notou como que usar contraste
Is this
diferentes
French?
mais fortes. Uma cena de terror, por exemplo, é muito mais impactante logo depois de algo acolhedor.
Esperamos que isso torne o mundo de Neverway muito mais vivo para vocês.
No,
E que vocês gostem do
this
que
is
vamos mostrar
Spanish.
hoje.
Because she said estamos.
You ever want to quit your job, move
No.
to a farm, and become the immortal herald of a dead deity?
No, I would not. That sounds
It sounded
cringe.
intriguing to Fiona too, who hopes to survive this unusual
Dude, Fiona, you got go worship God, bro. He'll do way better for you. You don't even have to be like a deity thing or anything. God'll treat you better than that deity. I tell you what. That deity will probably give you massive diarrhea, bro. Look at that. I will say though, at least at the very least, I like that they have a very dull like style, but like the cyan colors pop real good. I think that's such a cool creative like atmosphere of that. If it wasn't about like a what is that? That guy just fell on her face and kissed her. Why would I deceive my romantic partner?
I might have to give this immortal herald thing a whirl.
Stop. Don't make the guy a cringy dude, please. I like the style of this game. I just wish it wasn't like... I don't like the whole deity thing. Like, that's my big problem with it. But, like, you know, other than that, like, it looks pretty fun. I like its design. I love the like the neon blue pop thing. I think it's so cool. Excuse me. Let me see. See, all the homies have told me it is a must play. Yeah, if you like stuff like, I'm not gonna. Paper Mario has a similar atmosphere to it, but it's not the same. But like, imagine Paper Mario's gameplay, but like, kind of ramped up more. Like that's kind of what that is, and a lot nicer. I'm gonna be real with you. It's a great game, very good game. If you like that type of game, then that's great. I've heard people say they don't like the type of game Expedition 33 is, and that's like, okay, you know, I can kind of get that. But however, if I catch them playing Paper Mario and saying that they like Paper Mario more than Expedition 33, I'm gonna be flat out real with you. It's not that you don't like that type of game. It's just because you're just a contrarian and want to feel nice. But I just want to warn you, just if you do like games that are turn-based slash, you can do something like dodge and also like parry. Yeah, it's very fun. Very good game. The only thing that sounds good about that is living on a farm. I agree. I think living on a farm might be pretty rad. I don't want to quit my job to go and worship a deity, though. Like, I'm not going to be like that Levite from Judges 17, so I don't want to do that, you know? Let's see. You'll ruin a bit of the story if you don't. Oh, yeah. I do think that, like, you should at least get through Act 1, just because, like, Act 1 has some, like, major spoiler stuff in it. And obviously later in the game, there's obviously major spoiler stuff. But when I got past Act 1, it's like, it was harder for me to find the spoilers, you know? But like, yeah. Act 2, yeah, like at the end of Act 2 is also wild as well. There's a lot of stuff. My sister doesn't like turn-based, but still wants to play. Yeah, I got you. And here's the thing, I used to be a big non-turn-based fan guy, but when I played Persona in that game, it was great, so. Just depends on it, too. Would y'all buy this game? I don't know. It looks like a cozy sim. But I like it. It's like a nerf herder thing or something like that. Like, no, not nerf herder. A herd man. What the heck? The guy's got a neck that extends like crazy. You're a shepherd. You're a shepherd, boy. What's that big bird? You're a shepherd, Harry. Push those things further.
Publisher of Firewatch comes Herdling, a new adventure from the creators of the acclaimed Far series. In this tale of beauty and companionship, guide a herd of mysterious creatures into the mountains and beyond.
Let's see, let me catch up real quick.
Challenging but breathtaking as you traverse fog wreaths.
Yeah, Cherry got spoiled, which is sad because she was also like, Danny was also playing it, which I'm like, oh, because I gotta get it, but
known as calicorns.
What do you call it? I felt bad. Oh man, I'm glad Danny gets to enjoy it though. Got to enjoy it, so that's cool. Oh, I like the books. That's pretty cool. But yeah, she got spoiled for it. Let's see. Similar, now he likes turn-based. I got you. Probably not. Maybe I'd play on Game Pass. Yeah, you can play on Game Pass.
August 21st.
You could play on Game Pass. I play on Game Pass. I am buying it for PlayStation though, which I probably won't play it on PlayStation. But I'm buying the Lumiere edition for it just because I want to give support to the devs, and I also really want an art book and a steel bookcase because that game is amazing and it deserves like big boy money, and I would definitely pay big boy money for it. Like here's the thing. That is a game I would willingly pay like a couple $100s for like a collector's thing, you know what I mean? So, and they have a Monolith thing for like a music box, which is so cool. And it, like, the Monolith plays music, which is just so sick to me. I'm like, I love that. And if they ever come out with like the OST on like a record or a vinyl, I would love to buy it because it's amazing. Let me catch up real quick. Okay, they don't like Expedition 33 because they don't like the genre. I don't like Expedition 33 because it's made by French people. We're not the same. Exactly. I agree, Blackjack. Also, welcome in, Blackjack. I hope you're doing rad. I agree with you. Like you're on a different level. It's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like there was another meme that I thought was funny. That was like, you play for entertainment, I play for suffering, or something like that. We are not the same beast. That's really funny. I see. Probably not. Maybe I'd play it on Game Pass. Yeah, I think this would be a Game Pass thing for sure. Oh, that's what you meant by Game Pass. Okay, never mind. My bad. Yeah, this is Nintendo's like indie thing they're doing so far. The ironic thing is that Cherry's problem could go. Yeah, that would hurt my soul though. You know, that like I agreed with what Gal said though. Like Gal was like that she'd probably choose that ending. But like the thing about that is that like I don't know what it would do, bro. You know what I mean? Like I don't know the repercussions of like the power of that. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Like when I saw that ending, I just like it just made me feel really weird. I was like, I don't like this. Like it feels like I won't say anything to spoil. By the way, I want to clarify, Stormy. I'm not gonna spoil. But yeah, it just felt weird seeing that, you know. There are let's see. I really want the art book. What Expedition 33 legit made me appreciate French culture though. I got you. Yeah, I agree. Let's see. I felt bad seeing it too. But I can see both endings have pros and cons. Yeah, I'm not saying that like they. I can't go into the biggest details because I don't want to spoil it. But I think they have pros and cons. Obviously, I think you and I both agree there's more pros on one side than the other. Just in that case, you know. Because I'm just saying, you know, when someone's old enough, they could just leave. Yeah, I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. I ain't gonna lie, but you know, it's like you know what I mean. Hang on, I'll mute for a second. No, you're good. I'm not gonna. If I talk about it, it will be longer than like a minute or two. So that's why I'm like I'm gonna continue. You know. So yeah, because it's a lot to talk about. So even if you did, it just since this isn't an Expedition 33 stream, so I'm not gonna be like, guys, let's have this giant talk about this major thing in the game. So yeah, we definitely have already talked about it for sure.
Nintendo eShop.
So we're gonna continue watching this though.
Window seat or aisle?
Are these the people that made the snipper clips? This is definitely snipper clips. This is definitely like. I bet the homie Ubu would like that. My brothers and Ubu would probably like this game. I'm not the biggest snipper clips guy. But this is definitely snipper clips.
To please picky characters by dropping them into social situations and watching them react.
Is this like snipper clips but Tamagotchi? Y'all, I want to do Tamagotchi on stream so bad. Tamagotchi life. Or Tomodachi, I don't know which one it is.
Like bus rides, banquets, limo rides, and more. Sit back, relax, and find the perfect spot for everyone.
Okay.
Is this seat taken? Launching
Is this seat taken? That sounds fun. Today. Oh, it's cool. It's launching today. That seems kind of fun. Just depends how much it is. I'm not gonna play this game. You know what I could do? Instead of playing Little Kitty Big City, I could play Stray. Just saying. However, this game looks like it's a.
Give your kitty a fresh new look.
I wonder if the Hat in Time people made this game because this kind of looks like that. Stop, please stop making the guy cringy. Make the girl cringy, because like all the when the guy's cringy, it hurts my soul. Like if a girl is cringy, it's fine. I don't really care. But like when the guy is cringy, it sucks.
In the whole wide city.
With a catwalk like that, it's a good thing you can also unlock additional camera mode features to capture it all.
Say cheese.
Stop, please.
You gotta be kidding me.
The little kitty, big
like, see, when it's weird, right? I'm just telling you right now. I don't know why, but when women are being cringe, it's not cringe. I don't know why. It's just it's the most weird thing. But when a guy is cringe, it is something that enters the mechanism of the soul, and it just buries into my brain, and I'm like, stop. Like for her to drop a cat pun wasn't that bad, and I think it's because her voice is just kind of chill. This man is like, and I don't mean this is mean to the guy, I promise you, but like in my life, you don't need a voice actor who is like trying to be peppy but also making these kinds of jokes. That's just me. I think if you can nail them right, that's great. But man, I ain't gonna lie, dude. They really just made the I know the kidding me joke. I'm like, and even then when she said that, I was just like, it hurt. It just hurt because like that comment alone didn't hurt it, but it like solidified what the other stuff was. So I was like, oh, dude. Let's see. Let's see. Be for real. The only culture French people have is oh my gosh. I got you. By the way, Twitch is the joke. Yeah, don't ban Blackjack. He's not a bot and he's not a French hater. All right, he's just making a meme. All right, don't worry. Expedition 33 homies has now taught me how to bathe. Why did I say that? I'm not French, nor am I saying that, but it's a meme. It's not real. It's all right. Let's see. My sister wants Little Kitty Big City. Yeah, it looks kind of fun. I think it's like a downgraded version of Stray, but it looks all right. I don't know if I'm the biggest guy on the cat game thing, but yeah. Reminds me of when big gaming companies made gamer characters. Make gamer characters and they're all incredibly cringe. Yeah, I agree. It's like that. It's like the it's literally the self-insert type beat where it's like it's not self-insert, sorry. They're out of touch, that's what I mean. They're like out of touch with like what it is. But I get it in this case. It's like, yeah, you know, most people who would play this game, which I'm not hating on anybody who would play this game, but more than likely most people who would play this game wouldn't mind the puns, for example. But like I don't know. I won't pay any big boy money for this, but it's a game I've already seen about. So let's see. Biggest one that comes to mind is when Payday 2 added Joy, and she's just insufferable. Yeah, like I think if I'm not mistaken, Rainbow Six Siege also added like some characters that are also just like not all gamers are quirky. I think that's what's really wild is that like they want to overexpress a gamer and be like, I'm so quirky, I am so good at game, and it's like you don't need to do that. And it's like, you know, there's also some they also make them turn like this sometimes. And like, I'm a gamer, I've actually got like 2 million power on Rise of Kingdoms, or like, you know, I mean, like stuff like that where it's like they don't need to be like that, you know what I mean? Like there are gamers who can be like, you know, really wild. Like I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest Futaba fan from Persona. Biggest reason is because she is a lot like that, but like they make her likable. Just some of the quotes she says hurts my soul when she says boss level secure or something like that, and I'm like, stop. I'm like, please. Like I get it. You want her to be a gamer. I understand. In her case, I guess she shoved it into her house for too long. But like in reality, nobody speaks like Futaba. And if they do, they are just not of the minority. They're not of the majority. They're very, very, very few. But yes, that's just and I agree with her saying too. They're trying to appeal to an audience and failing desperately. Yeah. Now people like Futaba, but I'm not the biggest Futaba fan because of just the things that she says. But even then, I thought she was cool. But yeah.
Looking forward to the Nintendo Switch.
She's a stereotype, yeah. It's the stereotype. I think is the problem. The stereotype part.
Hey, we're back.
Dude. Okay, I paused at that a great time. Content Warning's a great game. I don't mind that being on Switch, but like, but yeah, I think this would be a very fun game. This here's fun. I like content aware or content warning.
Put on a brave face, squad up with your friends, and hop into the diving bell as you try to go viral in the online.
This is a very fun concept of
Grab your camera,
like the Lethal
courage,
Company type
and
beat, you know.
first items for some shenanigans down in the depths of the old world.
Bro, they just shanked my boy.
Before you run out of breath, batteries, or buddies.
As long as one of you makes it back to the surface, You can upload your footage to SpookTube, grab some popcorn, and watch the views.
This is the best part too, because in this game they let you download the video so you can share it. I have a couple on my YouTube channel of just me messing around in this in solo play. It's very fun.
To hit your view quota. More eyeballs equal more moolah.
I need to get a lot of homies to play this game, but there's like, I'm gonna be real with you, there's not a lot of streamer homie people that like I think have this game / I'm on board with playing with them on, you know what I mean? But this is a great game.
You can generate, the better gear you can acquire for your next run. What could possibly go wrong?
Fame
Well,
and
he got big
misfortune await
hands.
in Content warning. Coming to Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch next year.
I didn't know Landfall had that. That's cool. Landfall also
I'm
was a
Kenny
part
Sun,
of
And today, I'm excited to share Ball Pit. It's an action roguelite that fuses
I
elements
freaking
inspired
love
by
Kenny
some of my
Sun.
favorite games, like Hold Down,
What
Vampire
is this
Survivors,
game?
and Loop Hero.
If you're looking
I'm
like
working with
that,
an
it must
amazing team
be
of
good.
artists who have brought the world to life with a beautiful low polypixel art style, as well as composer Amos Roddy, whose pulse-pounding soundtrack locks you into the rhythm of the action. We can't wait to share with you all.
What is it? Show it.
Time to have a ball in the brand new survival roguelike, Ball Pit.
In the ruins of old Balbalon, you'll battle through auto-scrolling levels with
Balbalon.
breaking style attacks using a
I do
bevy of
love
balls that
roguelites.
bounce
I do.
around
I'm
the
a big
battlefield.
roguelike.
Whew.
Better believe it. There are over 60
Y'all stop
randomized
dropping the
balls
puns,
to equip
please.
and combine during your journey.
I don't mind puns if it's someone who's like very good at the delivery, but please stop the puns.
Collect resources as you progress to build out new Balbalon with over 70 distinct buildings, earning you additional power-ups, bonuses, characters, and more.
This might be
Each region
fun.
of the pit offers its own special set of hazards on top of swarms
It looks like it's a
increasingly
bullet hell
challenging
game, so I'm like,
foes,
I'm not sure
mighty
like
screen-filling bosses.
how I feel
This
about it.
pit is packed.
Fortunately, you'll meet other treasure hunters along the way who can add their individual skills and upgradable powers to your arsenal.
Experimentation.
Yeah,
and
like this
adaptation
seems.
are
I like
crucial to the
roguelikes, so I'm
success
a
of
big
new
fan.
Balbalon. So go out and create total chaos against the approaching hordes in Ball Pit.
Oh, I definitely
Bouncing
go
its way
ball
onto
in.
Nintendo
Oh, I
Switch
got you. I got
This
you.
ball-
I'd go ball in this one if it was on Steam. That's true. It might be on Steam because it says Indie World Showcase, so it's an indie game. So there's a chance it's on Steam. Because even though it is a Nintendo thing, I don't know if it's a Nintendo exclusive, but it could be. But I don't know. Because it's this is Devolver, so if Devolver's published it, it's a good chance it might be on Steam. I think what they're just trying to show is that there are some games that are coming to Switch 2 and the Switch that are indie games that are like possibly popular or these are indie game people who like said, "Hey, yeah, you can use our game as a showcase," for example.
Ball. And Nintendo Switch.
I like
on
Ball Pit
October
seems
15th.
cool. Ball Pit seems cool. What is this? Okay, so they got like a Happy Wheels maker of that. It's on Steam, but it's not even out yet. Oh, okay, I got you. Well, that's cool. Then it's on Steam then. Yeah, that's where I play most of my roguelites is on Steam. I love Dead Cells. I think Dead Cells is probably... Nah, Hades is good. I like Hades as well. Hades and Dead Cells are probably like my top two that I really like. There's probably a couple more that I've played that I really like, but like there's a lot of... I like Slay the Spire as well and
スタ
Balatro.
ジオスノーブラインドの渋谷です。
音楽担当とのぬです。
カイです。
グレイシャードは私のホームである北海道の豊かな生態系や関連
Glaciered
からインスピレーションを受けて生まれました。
音楽ではその世界に共鳴すべく声も多用して情景を描きました。
自然にインスパイアされたそれで
These guys are so cool.
的なスパイスの効いた
Ooh, they got a JRPG style here.
会長の市場として彼らの視点で
Let's see what the
展開する物語を
JRPG stuff
楽しんでくだ
got.
さい。
What you got?
65 million years in the future, the Everwinter has encased Earth within a permanent layer of ice. But under the surface, a
What the
new
crud is
chapter
this?
unfolds.
In Glaciered, you play as a Twy, an evolved avian species descended from dinosaurs. endowed with the abilities needed
What
to
the heck?
protect the Everwinter Ocean.
Where's the JRPG
These
part?
stunning underwater worlds are full of mysteries that are waiting to be explored and defended.
As you swim
Okay.
through these scenic vistas, you'll engage ferocious marine beasts in real-time combat, unleash melee and ranged attacks, along with special
I'm gonna be real.
abilities
The
to
concept's
quell
cool,
these
but I'm not a
foes.
big fan of
Use
the.
experience
the
gained
character
from these
design.
battles to build up your Twice wings and various abilities to become the Everwinter's ultimate protector.
Get ready to soar the
I don't
seas
think
at
I'll
the
play
end of
this
time
game.
in Glaciered, launching as
Like
timed
it seems
console
like an
exclusive
interesting
on the Nintendo
concept,
Switch
but
2
like
system. This
I'm gonna be flat out real with y'all. That doesn't look like a game I'd play. I'm gonna be real. If you like roguelike bullet hells, you should try Star of Providence. I have heard of that one. Is that the one that's like the arcade one that's like insane? Like is that the one that like Donkey did like helped not I think produce? Yeah, was he like, because I know there was Animal Well and then there was another one after that. Did he do Star of Providence? Was that what that is? I think that might have been what that is.
holiday.
Plays
Before
a
we
spaceship.
go,
My
let's
God,
check
you.
out a few more exciting indie games heading to Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch.
Winter Burrow. Donkey made a video on it. Okay, I got you. Yeah, so I've probably heard of it. It looks cool. Okay. Cleaning off some rust. Seems like all these games I'm not gonna be getting. But that's alright. Doesn't mean that they're bad. Caves of Cud. I will probably not play this either. I'll probably not play this either. I have no idea what this is. What? Oh, now that's a game I would play. I would play Go-Go Town, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I did hear about UFO 50. I hear a lot of people like UFO 50. Is there any more?
That's all for today's Indie World. We hope you enjoyed the games and
They didn't even put Silk Song in here.
Big thank you
But I
as
ain't gonna lie,
always to our
I'm gonna be
indie
real with
community
you.
and partners for
Maybe they
bringing
just never wanted to
craft,
make an official
adventures,
announcement for
and
Silk Song.
imaginations to players on Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch.
Follow our official Indie World account to stay up to date on the latest news from Indie World.
Until next time, happy gaming!
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. The roguelite seems pretty alright. That's it. That's all I got so far. Let's see what you're talking about here. Sally, you said a random thought. Every time I hear Japanese or Spanish, I get reminded how much I dislike that English became the world language. I understand. I can understand that because, like, I get where you're coming from. Well, I'll read the rest of what you said first, though. But it's a nice language, but there are way cooler languages out there that we could all be speaking. Yeah, and I think here's the thing with English. It's like, I think English is like, it's kind of I think it's because it's very contrarian. To like, it's like, it's contrary to like the world. Because like a lot of the world's like concept about like words and how things are formed seem to be a little bit similar towards each other. Like, for example, like with Spanish, for example, like understanding Spanish can help understand a bit of French from what I've heard. So it's like there's a similar concept to certain things, but I think like from what I'm understanding, at least English is like an outlier where it's like it is very different as well. But no, I can understand that. As someone who's like semi-learning Spanish, I totally get where you're coming from. I'm about to sneeze again. Man, I'm tired of sneezing so much. Why are they making me sneeze? They need to stop talking about me, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm kidding. I have no idea if anyone's talking about me, but oh, my nose. My nose is kind of a bruh moment. Bless you. Thank you, homie. I might also try out Star of Providence at some point. just because that might be pretty cool. Let me also turn on my Switch real quick. Oh, there it is. Well, I already got it pulled up, homies. All right, we'll play a little bit of Paper Mario, but probably won't play a whole lot of it. The only reason is because your boy is tired, so... Paper Mario, 1000-Year Door. All right. All right, let me get all this stuff, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna go take over the moon, but I'm also gonna turn on my stuff real quick. So I got a lot of stuff here. I'm also wearing Wario clothing. You might be wondering, Derpy, how the crud did you get Wario clothing? Well, I found, not Wario, I meant Waluigi. I found Wario clothing, and I've been using it for a big chunk of my gameplay. Then I found the Luigi clothing, and I plopped both of them on top of me, and now it became Waluigi. I didn't know that. It was a complete accident. I just thought it would be really funny, and now it makes perfect sense. Hold on, let me turn on my TV. Okay. Now, we're gonna find some stuff. Let's go over here first. Wah! If something's ever too high, all I gotta do is jump. No, I need to go see this. I need to go see if I won the lottery, homies. I never win this. I got a whole mushroom, bro. Sick. Alright. Now, our main goal is to blow up and act like we don't know nobody. That's a joke. Alright. Let's go steal the moon. So I got the ultimate hammer now. We're stealing the moon. Let's go steal the moon. Get out the way, smelly freak. I'm trying to think of, let's go here. Let's cook these dang mushrooms. I should have probably read what she said. She probably had something important to say. Sick. Dude, I didn't know I had an omelet meal. Bro, cook a courage shell. Yeah, do it. I freaking got a killed thing. I wasn't gonna use it anyway, homies. I'm not gonna lie. Alright. Let's go and do some stuff. There's nothing in here. I don't know if I should fight the boss. Or not fight the boss, but go to the moon. Well, I'm going the wrong way. Sorry. Homies, I don't know how much long. I think we'll just try to do this, get to the moon first, and that'll probably be it. I'm not sure, though. Because I am already starting to get really sleepy. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel bad, too, because I just wanted to play some Paper Mario, but... Yo, hold up. Wait a minute. Get out the way, you freak. Swapping my boy to Koops. Never mind, he's too weak. I was gonna use him, but I was like, nope. Use Bobbery. I didn't know homie had like, okay, hold up. There we go. Bum 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 bum. Yeah, I didn't know that there was something right here. I wonder what's over this way. Whoa, a chest. Flower Saver P. Decrease the FP your partner uses for moves. That's cool. I think that would be better. There, I blew him up. Bro, he just got some water on him for no reason. I almost did the right bumper thinking I was gonna parry like Expedition 33. I had a heart attack for a second. I was like, what do I use to parry? It's B to parry and A to block. All right, and then I'm gonna jump down into that, and then we'll go to the far outpost is what they call it. I'm slowly starting to fade. I don't want to fade, but I can tell my body and brain are crying. They ain't crying tears of sadness. They're crying tears of unhealthiness. It says it's a continuation of something I already had. All right, let's throw the bomb at these guys. There we go. We're gamers. Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was going to be that low. I like this music here. It's so awesome. I forgot what that does. Oh. I figured it out. But luckily, like, Bobbery could just blow him up. Bobbery is so sick. I'm a big fan of Bobbery. Oh, crud. Okay, I should definitely be using this hammer way more. Bro, he froze us both. He's gonna freaking kill us. I'm running around like crazy. I'm dodging. Dude, homies. I got skills. I pay the bills. I'm a dangerous man. Watch out. Alright.
Incoming raid.
Dude, thank you for the raid, Viper. How you doing tonight, homie? I hope you're doing rad. I am omega tired. I hope you had a fun stream, homie. Dude, wait a minute. Bro, I ain't gonna lie. Here, let me shout you out real quick. Dude, I ain't gonna lie, Viper. I'm on the brink of being asleep. I'm almost falling asleep. I'm staying alive. I probably should drink a W, but it probably wouldn't be good to drink a W right now. I'm too tired. I gotta live. Excuse me, sorry. How was your stream today? What were you playing today, homie? Ow. My eyes. I'm alive. I think I'm breathing. Alright, I'm alive. Don't worry. I knew we had the right place. Now, where was that marvelous moon cannon, Let's begin by speaking with some of the locals, eh? Alright, we gotta speak to the locals. Oh, you played the OG Medieval? Cool. I've played a little bit of the newer one. On PlayStation. I never beat it, but I did play a bit of it, and I really liked it. Or at least the remake. I haven't played the original, but like Medieval looks like a really fun game. I have the second one for PS1. Well, I mean, I don't have a PS1, but I have a PS2, but it plays PS1 games. So I have the second one, but I don't have the first one. What do you call it? And what do you call it? I was looking at a game exchange to hopefully see if I could find one of them just for physical versions. But that's pretty cool though. I do like that game. It's very goofy. Sir Daniel Fortescue, I think his name is. I'm a big fan of him. He is really rad. And I'm glad it was rad though. Did you have fun playing it though? Was it your first time playing Medieval? I've never played the original, but I've played the first one. Not the original, the remake. The OG is really funny as well, really good, awesome. I like the design of Daniel Fortescue. I think he's really cool. First time, awesome, homie. That game's got a good charm to it, and I really like it. It's very fun. 9 out of 10. Hey, that's definitely a good rating in my opinion, dude. I haven't seen. I don't know what the comparison is to the original to the remake, but if I'm not mistaken, I think the remake is just a remaster, but I'm not sure. But from the little I'd played of it, I thought it was really fun. I remember Derby stream. Yeah, I played one stream of it. I haven't continued it since, but I really liked it. I think it was like last Halloween, and then I was just like, guys, I'm gonna be real. I have so many other games I'm playing, and I'm like, I hate having such a big backlog because there's a lot of fun games like that one out there. It's really cool. They need to make another one, bro. They're sleeping on these, dude. Sony is sleeping on so many good IPs, bro. I'm telling you right now. They need to make a new Parappa. Welcome to Far Outpost. Whoa, that is quite a good lip warmer you've got. Okay, I now give you my special mustache viewing personality analysis. Yes. Yes, yes. Yes. I've got it now. Your bushy broom means that you are a stubborn and selfish man. How did I know? I have certain experience with mustaches like that, you see. What does that mean? Does that mean they got some beef with me because I got a big mustache? Any big mustache havers in chat right now? Because if not, he might be a mustache reader, bro. You know, the Bible talks about people reading palms, but I'm pretty sure people reading mustaches count. Y'all better be careful, bro. Don't let the mustache readers get you. Let's get our Goombella facts real quick as well. That's Rob of Far Outpost. He can judge personality by a person's facial hair. I've never heard of that sort of talent personally. He may be lying his little fuse off. Real, bro. 2 goatees count? I would think so. Because like Goombella specified it was any facial hair. So if that's the case, then maybe goatees do count. Snow is rare for you? Bakak! What the crap does that even mean? In Far Outpost, it falls all year. Ba-bang! I like watching it shine in glow of sunset. Ba-boomer! Dude, I like that some of these guys have like ba-bomb Tourette's. It's just the most random thing. How's Paper Mario so far? I know the game, but never played it back in the day. It is very fun. This is my first Paper Mario game, and I love it. 1,000 Year Door is definitely like, this is like in my top favorite like games, like top 10 for sure. I love the whole atmosphere of this game. It is very fun, very creative as well. Like Goombella is like one of the first characters that you can have. I don't want to spoil all the characters, but Goombella is a great character. She's very fun. She's like a know-it-all Goomba, but like, it's cool because the game makes like normal things that are like Mario enemies, like actually like friendly people. Well, not all of them, but like some of them, which is really cool. So like there's like a Bob-omb outpost I'm in. Hello, traveler. First time in Far Outpost. Kabooey. What? Far Outpost canon? Ellipses. What? I apologize for that. No, I just had distraction. It is nothing. Kapowie. Dude, it's just so funny. But it's very fun game. Especially if you're like an RPG turn-based guy, this is really fun. There's a very fun story. It's not like super intrinsic, but it's a very fun story, and the style is awesome. It's very great. We are the Chilly Wanderers, the Traveler Sisters 3. We came to Far Outpost for the skiing and ice skating, but there's nothing here. It's cold. It's too cold. I told you we should have at least checked a guidebook before we came here. Dude, the Traveling Sisters 3 out here doing it again, man. Let's go talk to this guy. This is Bob-omb Village. Da Bluey. Dude, don't say Da Bluey, bro, because, like, you know, the kids will start running, bro. There's nothing here. Da Blammo. Let's see. As you can guess from my kablammy reserved demeanor, many Bob-ombs only open up to other Bob-ombs. What does that mean? Means I can't go in there because I'm not a Bob-omb. Y'all want to transform into a Bob-omb. They need to get onto that. Dude, there's so many wonderful people here. Dude, there's a snowman. Oh, I forgot to go back over here and ask what Goombella has to say for these people. I seem to go everywhere. That's the same thing. What about this? That's Fred. He's not very freaky for a Fred, though. What? Not all Freds are freaky? News to me. Dude, I'm gonna be real with you. The only Freds I know are Fred from Scooby-Doo, which he's not freaky. And Fred from, Hey, It's Fred. That's all I know. That's Knob of Far Outpost. He's a frank and refreshing little guy, huh? You know, it just struck me that the only Bob-ombs, live here, huh? I think that's Knob. I think that's Knob. Okay. Maybe she doesn't know. Maybe there's something different. All right, let's talk to this fella. I make big snow bob today. Maybe I am big as him someday. Papowie. But I don't want the melting to happen to me. Papoom. Okay. That's Gob. He says, or it's Job, one of the two. Let's see. He says he wants to get bigger. Hey, pal, I hear what you're saying. He built that snow bob just to show how big he wants to grow. Now that's big. Okay. Snowmen, igloos, snow fights. Yes, all good, but snow gets boring sometimes. Chaboom! That's a Bob-omb from Far Outpost. He's kind of sick of playing in the snow, I think. I'm sure he'd have fun if we took him to Key Hall Key or Glitzville, you know? That'd be fun. I wouldn't mind doing that. Oh, I didn't realize this, but he only wants to talk to Bob-ombs. Maybe he'll talk with Bobbery. I didn't even think of that. This guy here. So if I pull out Bobbery here, what does that do? Your Bob-omb companion will understand. Caraco. Okay. I like how they specified, like, you know, they were like, hey, this companion's pretty good, you know? Alright, let's go talk to the French man over here. Ah, Monsieur de la Moustache. I've tried many times to talk to the girl in the inn, and she kicked me out. C'est in Creole. I don't know how to pronounce that. So now I must use the heat of my feelings for her to melt the snow. Achoo. Okay. You gotta hand it to this guy to come out to even this place, this forsaken place. Talk about totally tenacious. This dude is serious. Yeah, he's desperate for love, bro. You know, we talked about in Proverbs 31 about not giving your, you know, not chasing too many women now. Make body and mind better. Yes. Welcome to the inn. Stay of one of night for $15 or 15 coins. No, thank you. So this girl, this is the girl that kicked him out. This Bob-omb's the innkeeper for a shack way out in the tundra. She's made this place pretty cozy, it seems. If you get tired, and definitely swing by this place to rest up. I doubt they'll have trouble finding an empty room. I mean, we are the Sticks. I don't know if I even did this, just in case. Okay. There's a big cannon up here. I'm assuming the cannon's going to take me to where I need to go. There's a Bob-omb homie here. Yes, yes. Welcome, welcome to the North Winds Mart. We have many goods. What can we do for you? Nothing. I got the money for a couple of these things. Ooh. I don't know. I'm not that dedicated to buying this stuff. Oh, hey, awesome. All right, let's go talk to these guys. There's quite a few people over here. Let's talk to this guy. I know nothing. Shabooey! I know nothing about local canon lovingly nicknamed Big Bob. Shazoom! Okay. That's Swab. He's the type of guy that just says whatever he's thinking, you know? Dude, I'm literally that guy too, bro. To be honest, I kind of like people like that. Well, Base! I'm glad you like people like that. Because it's like you know what he's thinking, so you know the kind of guy he already is just by how he talks, so... It's so peaceful. Wabong! Waboom! Far Outpost is nice and restful place. Waplume! Dude, these guys are wild. That's a bomb for Far Outpost. Why is he digging in the snow like that? I don't know. Maybe he's just a deep guy. I guess so, bro. Dude, that's like two of my brain cells. Deep guy and, just says what's on his mind. Looking at the night sky makes me feel a vastness of space. Lots of space. Ba-boom! Okay. He seems to be working on something tough. It must be nice to lie in the snow and think things over carefully. I agree. I like that. Alright, let's talk to this guy. He's probably a major important story character. Yes, what business do you have here? What? A cannon? No such thing here. What? Listen, we definitely heard there was a cannon around here. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? We don't have one. It was like literally... Okay, hold up. Bobbery, what's up, bro? What? Did I not tell you we have no silly cannon? Now listen here, you're the mayor, How can an official like you lie that way? Old boy, I know I saw a cannon last time I was here. Do not lie, sir. Shush! You call yourself a bomb, I spit at you. You know the rules. There is to be no mention of cannon to non-bombs. No mention. We must allow it, you must not allow it to be used for evil. Of course I know all that, you great blowhard. But we must use the cannon to get to the moon, old boy. If we don't, sir, the world could end. The world could end. Well, we cannot have that now. Still, you cannot use the cannon right now because of certain circumstances. Circumstances? We must have permission from Gold Bob to use the cannon. He's the one who started the whole blasting things to faraway places policy. Once he got rich, he let business slide and does not start it up again. Also, General White was the one who devoted himself to the operation of cannon. But he was so depressed by losing the losing of job that he could not. He took Cannon Key and ran off to some settlement far, far away. Gold Bob and General White? Yes, that is correct. If you want to use cannon, you must find Gold Bob and General White. Very well then. We can't give up now, old boy. Mario, the search is on. Let's go find those two bombs. I know General White, but I don't know where Gold Bomb is. Unless Gold Bomb is the one that's rich. I think that's what it is. Gold Bomb is the rich one. So I think Gold Bomb's in the fancy place, and General White is in the Petal Bird. Well, once you find them, come back and talk to me. Okay. That's the mayor of Far Outpost. He doesn't seem too interested in welcoming us. Maybe bombs are like some super closed off society or something. That would make sense, I think, but I don't know though. Maybe these bombs are, but I don't know about all of them, because like I know that Bobbery was there, but still. I was like, what is this? I wonder if I will be able to jump over. It was just a game theory. Alright, so the goal is to find Gold Bob and General White. I know where General White is. He is depressed and in a different place. Oh, wow. Now I have to go through this way. Don't do it. No, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm surprised. Oh, I was like, I'm surprised I even got through this. That is so dumb. That is the dumbest thing I've ever done in my entire life, homies. Gosh dang it. Have a good night, homies. Need to rest up for tomorrow. No problem, homie. I'm probably going to be heading to bed myself. Probably sometime soon, I think. But have a good night, Stormy. Thanks for being here, homie. Dang it. Dude, nice. And yeah, thank you for following the homie Viper, Stormy. Viper is awesome. Please let me leave. Bro, these guys are dangerous. I probably won't be on for super long, homies. I know it's only been like 2 hours, but... at least I jumped on them. Is that gonna hurt me? Oh, it didn't hurt me? Wow. But yeah, I had a semi-long day today. I wouldn't say it's a long day per se, but oh no. I should be okay. But it was very tiring and exhausting. Let me get rid of that. I'll take my leave as well. I have work in the morning for a few hours. It was good to catch you live. Same here. Same here. It was good to see you, homie. I don't know why I said same here. It's like, well, I didn't catch you live, but I appreciate you being here, homie. And thank you for the raid as well. I'm omega tired because usually I don't. Usually now I'm with me working now again. I'm gonna end up staying up like not as late, and so it's already getting me tired at this time. So It's understandable. I hope you have a good day at work, homie. I kind of want to drop another BP run on me, but I'm gonna just do more BP. You sound like it. It sounds familiar. Understandable. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I don't even have W in me right now. I gotta bring something like that to work, bro. Mario became an A-list star. Next battle, Mario's crowd and stage get even bigger. What the heck? I didn't know that. That's cool. Y'all, I just became an A-list Twitch streamer right there. Gosh dang it, run. I've been there and done that a couple times. Understandable. Yeah, like after a day of work, it's just like you just want to go home and sleep. That's exactly what I feel like right now. And like, you know, working with the little homies is kind of like a bruh moment. I ain't gonna lie. It makes me tired. Yeah. Excuse me. So I'm hoping. I think I don't know if I'll do these guys tonight. I don't know though. We'll see, homies. I might just go to general white, and that's it. And I know he's in Petalburg. And I think that's probably what I'll do tonight, because I feel bad it's only been 2 hours and 37 minutes, but I didn't start stream till 8, so that's probably why. Let's go talk to this guy. What you got for sale, brother? Timing tutor. I don't really think I need to know this. Like, this is helpful though, but like... Well, it is a badge. Why not? I'll buy it. Hi, Zero MV. How you doing tonight, homie? It is definitely Friday, my dudes. I agree. And I am also very tired this Friday. I think I'm gonna go through general white thing first, and then I think that might be it. Does Far Outpost already have one? Oh no, that's right. Okay, I forgot. What the heck even is this one? Oh, it's Poshley Heights. Okay. We need to go to Petalburg right now. Have a good sleep, Derpy. I'll catch you later. You too, Viper, as well. I hope you have a good night, homie. Thanks for being rad, homie. Calling it early on a Friday is nice every now and then. Just get back and throw a movie on our show. More like I'm sleeping. In my case, for a Friday, anyway. Just because I work today, and working make me tired. Oh, God, the way. All right. JC has some cool initials. I agree, bro. Because JC could also stand for Jesus Christ, and that's pretty base. Wait, where wasn't he? Oh, maybe he's in the house. He's probably in the house. What the crud? Where is he at? Unless they're both at a resort. That I didn't think about that. Hold on. Let's use the homie Goombella. Ask the locals if they know anything? Brother, what? I've been playing Paper Mario 1000 Year Door a lot lately. Wasn't sure at first, but the game is awesome. I just beat it every chapter. Totally cool ending. I loved it. So worth the money. You think there'll be a sequel? Probably not. From what I've heard they didn't make another one. I hope they make a Paper Luigi game. Yeah, that now if they made a Paper Luigi game of like the stories of he would say, that would be amazing. I would be so happy. Hi. Oh, what's that? General White. Oh, he was here before, but he said he was taking a trip. Then he left. Wait, hang on a sec. He did say something about a deserted isle to the south. He was going there or not going there. Deserted isle to the south? White took off for a southern island. Oh, he must have traveled out to, you know. No, I don't know. Do you mean Keelhaul Key? Because if it's deserted... The only island I know is Keelhaul Key, so I'm guessing that's the point. I guess we're gonna go to Keelhaul Key real quick. I know a guy. I know a cool guy that has the same initials. No way, bro. Dude, I think I know who you're talking about. Okay, yeah. So General White's apparently down here. Let's ask our homie. General White? Yeah, he was there. He was there until a second ago. But he took off right quick. Said he was going to a city that floats in the sky or something. Alright, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Now I gotta go to the freaking Glitzville. Let's go to Glitzville. After I go to Poshley Heights. So Glitzville is the city in the sky, but we're gonna go to Poshley Heights so that I can see if I can find Gold Bob there. Good day to you, Gonzalez. What can I do for you today? What's that you say? You must use the cannon and farm outpost to save the world? Well, that is rather a pickle, isn't it? Very well then, I certainly owe you a favor or two. Yes, I should say. Truth is, I had hoped to resume my business with that cannon someday. And just between us, I only stopped because the wife said she didn't like the noise. Huh? No way. Sadly, it takes a hefty bit of coin to get that cannon working, so I'll need you to demonstrate just how much you want to use that cannon. If it were a matter of money, just how much would you pay? Oh my gosh, 64 coins. 64 coins? You seem to be underestimating the value of my services. Well, I can't abide that. Why don't you come back later, Well, okay. He wants me to freaking pour my money out, bro, and I ain't gonna do that. Let's just go find General White, and then I'll probably end stream, homies, because I am so tired right now. I forgot it's over here. And now we're going to Glitzville. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to end, homies. I'm getting like really tired. I'll still read after this though. Maybe it fits the voice for my voice, because if he's like depressed, then it'll be all good. Bro, there's the rat guy, and there's this guy. I'd be like, dark clouds are massing on the horizon. Hey, 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 awesome. Oh my gosh, he's a little goober man, it seems like. Hello, 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 hello. What happened, Murphy? Let's see, been enjoying my lurk, but now I'm EP. Dude, same here. I might be going to sleep myself as well. But have a good night, Super World. Thanks for being rad, homie. Have a rad time. Hello? 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 Just makes it feel like Five Nights at Freddy's, bro. Oh, this is no go. Oh, this is no good. No one will solve my trouble. That's a business for Tui, who was on the train with us. I don't know why, but I just feel like crying when I think of the lives of businessmen. Sorry, homies, I had a massive zone out. I'm probably going to have to go soon. I would assume the locals are probably inside the building here. Former champion Gonzalez, why'd you give up the belt? If giving up the belt is like a water slide, what kind of swim trunks do you wear? Oh my gosh, dude. Very good questions, though. Well, hold up, former champ. Oh, the flash is out. Oh, man. Oh, man. Maybe the locals, by the locals, it probably means the homies in the other area on the right, maybe. Maybe he's the kind of guy that'd be at a bar, you know? Yeah. General White? Oh, you must mean that White Babam, huh? He used to come here all the time, but I haven't seen him lately. Now that I think about it, I think he headed off to some huge tree or not. Oh my lord. Why is he everywhere, bro? And then they're gonna be like, he's actually in a different place. He's actually not here either. Oh snap! I forgot I gotta do my voice here.
Hello. There you go. Hey, General White. Yeah, he's an old babam with this great mustache. I have no idea where he went. He may have he said he was going somewhere dark.
Am I just gonna run around and see everybody every 5 seconds again? Like, what is this? Like, I just keep showing up. Actually, hold on. Let me see this back here. I zoned out again, homies. I'm so sorry. I've been lost in my thought right now. I gotta get to General White and head to bed, homies, because my brain is just focusing on so many things right now. I have been to everywhere but the Poshley Heights. Maybe he'll just say, like, I've been in Poshley Heights. I'm here. Whatever. Well, dang, bro. I gotta find the mayor's house, I think. Alright, Mayor, what do you got for us? Let me find this. I think it's just Deep Voice. No, it's Lost Soul.
Hello. Never mind. I think it's just this. I guess it's just this. I don't really know. Why is the savior of our town is Mario? Yes, exactly. Yes, actually, there was a General White around here for a little while. Curious fellow, came here for a bit of rest, but still looked tired all the same. Then one day he just got up and left. I'm afraid I don't know where. He was mumbling about something or other about a cannon.
So he's just going to the cannon. So, like, what was the point of me doing that? I need to go back. I don't know, homies. I think what I'm gonna do is just I'm gonna go all the way over to I'm gonna go all the way over to Far Outpost, and then I'm gonna end stream, homies, because I'm so tired. I can barely function. Alrighty. All good, dude. No problem. I will hopefully get used to this, but it is tiring. It do be tiring. It's also 11. I'm already like 2 hours past where I'm supposed to sleep. Rock, bro. No way, bro. You. Is this the so-called Great Gonzalez? Oh. Well, it's me, your worst nightmare. The new and improved Rock Hawk. Excuse me. Don't think I forgot about you, punk. I'm reborn, you coward. My training regimen would blow your mind. I'm on the fast track back to the top, and ain't nobody get in my way. Rock! And still, on rainy days, I feel the bruises your hammer of shame left on this bod. And I feel the rage again. If you ever show your face in the ring again, I'll beat you so bad your mama won't even recognize you. Remember the Rock! The number one, Rock Hawk. Dude, what a legend. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Let's speed through this. I'm gonna go to the outpost area and then I'm gonna head out. Dude, that was legendary. I hope he's not out here. Please don't be out here. Okay. I just want to go to the save spot. Alright, homies. I think I'll stop right here. This is a good place to stop. I'm really tired. I do apologize, but I appreciate y'all being awesome and being super cool. I'm just going to end the stream. I'm too tired to go raid somebody right now, homies, but I do appreciate y'all being rad. Sorry that I wasn't streaming a whole lot tonight. But that's also because I had multiple things going on. I didn't stream until literally like 8 something, and I probably should have just streamed at like 6, but I wasn't thinking, and so I will think about this in the future when I am doing streams because I'm so tired. So it was fun hanging. Thank you, homie. Thanks for being rad and super cool, Dabster. And I hope you all have a good night, homies. Thank y'all for hanging with me. And I'll see y'all on Monday. Maybe even tomorrow. Just depends on what I'm doing tomorrow. But I'm doing Bible Homies tomorrow in Discord. And yeah, I'll see you homies later. Y'all have a good night. And God bless you. And see you as well, Zero Envy as well.